What's up, everyone? Welcome back to A Line in the Stars. I'm Jordan, and I just literally ate 4 slices of pizza in like 5 minutes. So you have to excuse me if I'm going to be a little bit back, I'm going to be channeling some inner Ian tonight. Welcome. It's Dockyards. It's Thursday. I have indigestion now. Oh man, I barely got home in time to cook lunch and basically get on stream. So, welcome everybody. I've got stuff out that I haven't played with here since I think God, I can't even remember the last time. I think it may have been August, the last time I did anything. Just you wait, Ken, I'll answer that question 100% yes. But yeah, no, I haven't worked on the Runabout in quite a while. What I've found is that scale models, for as fun as they are and for as fun as I'm having building them, it is a little hard to keep up on the content creation portion of building them. And Partworks make for a much easier avenue for part work or for creating videos and stuff like that. And I tend to do God, excuse me. I tend to do most of my time streaming. Anyway, so here we are. And I was kind of like looking around this morning because I always think on the morning of the stream, like, what do I want to work on today? Are there any pending projects that I need to work on? Lately it's been nothing but Falcon. This is a line in the stars, which means aligning Star Trek and Star Wars. So why not do a little bit of Star Trek tonight and go ahead and finish up the interior if I can. I haven't done any of the LEDs yet. I need to figure all that out still. Todd might, I was about to say, Todd might be in the background. He's not here quite yet, but it seems like he's about to be here in a second. So we're going to need to talk a little bit about lighting and all of that. But today, working on more decals, and I'm realizing that I haven't got my hot water ready for that. So I'll be kind of walking around and doing a little bit of just kind of this, that, and the other. Thought I might share a couple things with you guys as well. Kind of get building on it. I have no plans to leave. That said, Kat could come home and who knows what might actually happen. But we're planning on for at least a few hours until at least 7 o'clock. So yeah, that's the plan. Doing a little bit of work on the runabouts, and yeah, go ahead and it's funny. I was going to say we've got to catch up on chat, and Todd just popped up into the background. Hey, Todd.
I'm not here. I'm really not here.
Dude, how you doing today?
Heads down doing Optimus Prime pictures.
Oh man!
And I looked up and I'm like, hey, it's 5:03. I'm late.
Well, no worries. I mean, I'm just over here talking. Just for a frame of reference, I crammed half of a pizza in my face in about 5 minutes before the stream. So I'm a little burpy and farty. and channeling my inner Ian tonight for all of you who, just love to have the inner Ian.
Oh, you okay?
See, I mean, I can't even do it with a straight face. I can't. All right, so let's see here. Let's roll through chat.
How much chat did you actually read? Did you get all these?
Nothing.
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 So
Nothing.
Here.
No.
Eric is
Yes.
here.
Eric?
I was ready for that. Ken says, looking forward to see more of the runabout.
Me too.
Also, this is all very dramatic. And you must have played your long intro, which does have very dramatic music.
It is, yes. I love it.
Yeah. Did you add any flavor to it?
No, I didn't. I was I literally finished I was swallowing food right as it was going. I was like, oh, am I gonna make this? It was pretty bad.
Did you get some marinara on your forehead, or is that a zit?
Oh, it's a zit.
Oh, okay, all right. It looked like you might have gotten you ate too fast or something. Hey, Steven. Hello, and Paul.
Steven. Hey, Paul.
Don. And Eric softly tickled the like button. You should too.
It's supple. Don't pinch it. Don't pinch. Just click that.
Yeah.
Ken, yes, it was pineapple on the pizza. I love pineapple on pizza. I'm Canadian. I mean, come on. It was pepperoni, pineapple, bacon, and red onion is what was on the pizza.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what is that?
What does that mean? Do I need to leave? Don?
I think he's saying. I think it's more like I haven't I missed a couple of streams because of a power outage and all that crap. So I think that's what he's meaning. Don, you better.
Everybody misses you and your man bun, and the back is a little better. I've been living on a very large heating pad. It's wonderful.
Oof. Yeah, Ken, that's insane. What was it? Negative 31C? Something like that?
What?
No. Yeah, no.
Why do you live in that? Why does anybody live in that?
And the thing that knocked out my power, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, was called a bomb cyclone. There's one forming over on the East Coast right now, so they're about to experience the same thing. They're like once every 100-year storms, something like that. And so, yep, another one's coming. Not here, thank God.
You know how many bomb cyclones we've had in Arizona? None.
Yeah. What's the weather like there, Todd?
It is 64 degrees.
Nice. Ooh, nice and cool.
Yeah.
Pants. Are you actually wearing pants or so?
I am wearing pants today. Yeah. My water heater quit, so that's nice.
Oh, dude.
But it comes out at 65 degrees. I can shower in that. It's fine. As long as I do it during the day. It does get chilly at night. Chilly,
yeah, for sure.
Relative term. Eric is having a heat wave of 10 degrees today.
Oof. It's 44 here.
Oh, Don says to have you back. No offense to the others, even me. LOL. Questioning your eating habits.
So now, Paul, I question you. Now, I've been in the pizza game. I manage a pizza restaurant. So I hear it often, and you would believe that pineapple is one of our most popular toppings. And do you hate pineapple on pizza because you don't like pineapple on pizza? Or is it because everyone else doesn't like pineapple on pizza and you're saying that you don't like pineapple on pizza?
I like pineapple on pizza. Hawaiian pizzas are actually really good.
Oh yeah. No, and I like doing the pepperoni pineapple. Like, I mean, hey,
I should try that. I've always just had a Hawaiian. I've never had pepperoni.
No, pepperoni and pineapple.
The sweet and the spicy tart. Oh, maybe that would be good.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Oh, it's fantastic.
Hey, Jace. Hey, Eric, I don't need the cold shower as the turtle. Okay, just letting you know.
Anyway,
it's like a mushroom hiding in the forest. Don't worry about it.
Well, on that front, on the pizza front, someone for work set up a camera and they wanted to watch me make pizza. Do you guys want to see what I do for work for a couple of minutes?
Oh,
I can share
yes.
that. Like, yeah. All right. Well, I'll entertain Todd, and I'm sure the rest of you guys would like that. This angle is very unflattering for me. It's my fat ass, and
I didn't even think
thank
about
you.
it.
I know.
Oh,
Nice. Okay.
at least
So
you tried it. That's fine.
that's the thing. All right. So yeah, this is from work. They just set up a camera, and so
Oh no.
Is
Is this live?
No, it's not live. Like, it's just me in the morning about 3 weeks ago. So it's it's not me farting in the walk-in. This slays me every single time. I always remember when I hop into StreamYards to make sure the loop buttons were, taken off a loop first thing. And I always test on the fart first. And I hear the fart in the loop. It has that special wet quality to it.
Oh, well, you know what? I learned something with StreamYards. It doesn't play like the first half a second. It doesn't really like it. So if you put a half-second delay or just silence in front of any of these, it works a lot better.
Okay.
You know?
Ew, that's gross! Ew, that's gross!
Yeah, it catches the full essence. Anyway, just a couple of minutes of this is me just making pizza. It's not a very flattering camera angle, but yeah, it's just me in the morning.
All right.
Let's see here. Let's share a screen. We're going to window.
Well, you're doing that. Eric says barbecue chicken and bacon pizza is fantastic and a must try. I don't like chicken on pizza.
We have a pizza called the Texas Leaguer, and it's barbecue chicken with onion, and then it gets there's no sauce, and then it has cilantro.
Did you say the Texas Leaker?
Leaguer, like a Texas league. League. Oh. It's like a league, or it's not an actual word.
What's a leaky Texan look like? Tastes like?
Yeah, it's not an actual.
Oh.
The founders of the company are like a couple of stoners, and so like some of the pizza names are just like little. So now it's a made up word, Texas League. Exactly. All right. So here's me sharing. Is it going to do it?
Eric.
Do you guys see it?
Yeah, you have to add it to the stream.
Do I have to add it to the stream?
Oh.
Thought I did.
Like this.
There it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So there's my kitchen. This is where I slave away thousands of hours a week.
Did you record this just for you?
No, this isn't for me. This is for work.
Where's that camera at? I walked through the doorway that's right there.
It's in the doorway.
Oh. Look at him. Look at him.
I know.
Look at him flinging dough and poking holes in it.
Hey, Trent. Name it Ian Pizza.
He couldn't throw Ian around like that if he wanted to.
No.
Look at that. Look at that precision. Look at him go.
I do this all day, every day.
Where's everybody else?
This
Holy
is just
crap,
me.
Are you making a salad or a pizza?
It's a pizza.
What the hell?
So the spinach cooks down. It's fresh spinach, so it cooks all the way down. It wilts all the way down, so you have to put a lot on there.
You're not wrong.
It is.
I like that.
You're not wrong at all. This one that's the looks like a tree hugger. So that's our second most topped pizza. It has 11 toppings on it. Huh. Including broccoli, which I just put on.
Do you have to like mat it down or what?
Yes. Push it down a little bit, but you kind of want to leave it up.
Did you answer me? Is this one of the days that nobody else showed up and you were the only one there?
No, this is a Monday morning. So every Monday morning I work by myself. So corporate happened to have come out and they wanted to record me making pizza.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see that it kind of rubs on your little Metallica tattoo. Do people realize they get a little Metallica in their food?
They don't realize they get a little bit of Jordan skin on there now.
Oh, nice. You should have gloves
Yep.
to go all the way to your elbows.
Right. God, that would be so uncomfortable. It gets really hot in the kitchen too. So,
so people don't know the ovens are right behind him. So they're just off camera, but they are right there.
Yep, and it's like each one of the ovens is 550 degrees.
And it's what? It's open flame too. So it's not like electric. They're gas furnaces, right?
That's right. Yeah, if you guys are familiar at all, they're Baker's Pride, so they're probably the most commonly used pizza oven in the world.
That's the secret ingredient that goes
absolutely
into every Jordan pizza. It adds flavor.
As we like to call it, it's the Zeke's mystique.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. So this is quite literally what I will do over and over and over again. There was later on this week, I think we did 183 pizzas one morning. So I will do that 183 times. And then we got to cook it, which is putting it in and out of the oven and stuff. So, yeah.
How do you know how big to make it? You just get a feel for it after a while?
Yeah. The thing is like, I don't really train a lot of people. I'm not really good at explaining how I do what I do at this point. Like the saucing and cheesing.
That's a term?
Yeah, saucing and cheesing, yes.
Oh.
That is something I can't teach anybody. Like I can't teach.
So what was that when you put the corners of the paper up? Was that to give them the extra cheese that's on the edges back on the pizza?
That's right.
No kidding.
So yeah, so the parchment, the reason we have to cook on parchment is because our dough is extraordinarily high in sugar. And so if we cook it directly on the pizza stone, it will burn like crazy. And so it does a couple things. Like I'm able to, the oil here basically prevents the dough or the sauce from pooling up on the outside of the crust, and it helps brown the crust. And then also acts as a barrier. So like when I flip the edge of the parchment, it kind of gets all the toppings off of the outside. And then I also can't, like, people ask how I top pepperoni so fast, and I always say, you ever dealt cards before?
That's what it looks like you're doing. Well, every time I play poker, I'm always the dealer. Everybody has me deal code and can do it fast.
Yep. And that's exactly it. Like, you want to top pepperoni fast, it's just like dealing cards.
Now, if somebody has an allergy, right? Do you have to like switch gloves or something when you make that pizza?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we have a whole protocol. What we have is like a special tray that we bring out for that pizza, and we will top that pizza on that tray. And cook it. Like you can never prevent any, like, because we're a facility that no, it's another order coming in.
No,
that was triggering.
Sure that wasn't Ian.
Oh my god. But we can do so much. Like if someone's like gluten intolerant, like we use high gluten dough, and so there's gluten just hanging out in the air, right? And yeah, basically, like, we can do the best that we can. Like we'll use clean cutters, we'll use like clean cutting boards, we'll cut directly in the box. We'll do the best we can, but there's no way to guarantee. We always warn anybody. No, absolutely can. I just wanted to, I got the video today, and so I wanted to share. I'll go ahead and
I have a question for you before you end this. Is every time you pull down one of those trays, and it's already got it's already got the dough on it. So what are you doing when you spin it? Like, why didn't somebody spin it already before they put it on that tray?
No, so I'll go ahead and start the video again here.
Or does it go? That's just the dough that's been sent to that smasher thing that you have just behind the camera.
So that's exactly it. So our dough is so extraordinarily high in gluten. I have tossed competitively in Vegas 3 times actually. So some of the I'm fast, those guys are fancy. Like yeah, I just tore a hole right there. So our dough is so high in gluten that we have to run it through the press. And so when we run it through the dough press, it gets it ready for that. But in order to get it out to the 18 inches, we need to actually stretch it and toss it. And so before this, I went through and pressed all the dough out and let it relax for about 10 minutes before I started working.
Now, every pizza you made is the same size. Is that just because that's like your number one thing is a large or something?
So for this being in the morning, these are catering orders. So we generally only do larges for catering. We're like this order, I think this first one is like a 3 or a 4 pie.
The hell did you just put on it? Was that a cheese pizza?
Yes, but then we put fresh oregano on it.
Oh, okay.
So we cut and we pick oregano off the stem and then we cut it up and sprinkle it on.
This is a fascinating set of models you're putting together. Heck of a part work.
Right. Yeah, so that's what I do. So like when I'm stuck at work and I'm stuck at work for long periods of time, that's what I'm doing. And I'm not going to jinx it. I'll knock on wood, but I think I might actually have a vacation coming up. Like, oh my God, like it might actually happen the week of Christmas. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. And, it's boring, but,
I didn't think it was boring. It was kind of cool to watch.
I mean, it's boring for me, I guess.
Yeah. Not necessarily. I'm sure there's days where he's like, oh, well, we have no sausage.
I don't run that way.
Oh, good for you.
So if there's one thing, but it's only 1/3 scale, I'm only 1/3 scale. There's 2 things that you can do 3 things you can do to ensure that your business always stays busy and people like talk positively about your business. 1, you're accurate. You don't mess up. 2, you're on time. So we have the ability to raise our quotes and lower our quotes, and we can say whatever we're going to do. Like I can be there in 45 minutes, and as long as I'm there in 45 minutes, I'm good. But if I'm saying we're going to be there in 45 minutes and we show up in 20 minutes, not good. And so if you're on time, that's important. And have everything on your menu at all times. You never tell a customer no. Like you try to avoid it. Well, thank you. I could do that for hours and geez. That's why I enjoy doing this so much. But yeah, so like always being on time, always being accurate, and never saying no. You'll generally keep a customer base around a long time. And so that's actually why I've been so successful at this. Like it's not a glamorous job or whatever, but I am very good at it. And so inventory control is probably the thing besides like doing what I was just doing right there is probably the thing that I'm best at. So I wish I could keep better track of my models and shit. But, besides the point. So I thought about that song so many times. Ian Squirrel. Oh, buddy. All right. So I was putting that away. There's just some chairs in here. I guess I can kind of show you guys what I've done so far. There should be another chair around here somewhere. These chairs have been all painted and the bases have been taken care of, and that the backs have been painted. I actually did a not too bad of a job. Maybe it'll focus one day. There we go. Yeah, so all the chairs are taken care of. Nothing really special there. Where I left off last time was getting this done. And this was super freaking cool. I think I peeled the stickers on stream. So
It
this
was
is
very
actually
ASMR.
it was, and this is actually where I want to start today. So when it was lit up, there were some spots that needed to be addressed with paint. So I want to go ahead and take that paint and go ahead and brush it in. I'm not too worried about airbrushing it or whatever. I just want to go ahead and brush in where I can see under a light, and then go ahead and start working through trying to figure out how we're going to get this portion of it at least lit up. We had started talking about that. I do have the Adafruit flat panel LEDs. So I do kind of want to look at that and see how we can't maybe modify that, especially now with the Sonic Saber. Kind of opens up some options. But I just kind of want to get some work done. Like, I haven't done anything on this in freaking forever. And I probably unrealistically jumped into the build before I was ready. And so instead of like not doing it, let's build it. And I don't even care if I don't create an episode for it. So, and that was the one thing I was kind of like, I kind of want to hold on to the made models for their episodes, but I haven't released an episode of this in September. So I'm not releasing episodes of it. So I'm going to stop lying to myself and just go ahead and do it. So, I think first things first, I'm going to eventually have to do some decal work. The person I've probably talked to the most about this build so far has been Andrew, as he's kind of brought up some ideas for a couple of things that, like using the magnets to conduct electricity, because we have that roll bar that sits over the top, which also could be interesting for the Reliant for the Buddy build Ken. Something to think about. We could make it a modular. So if you wanted to change out the top running bar, it's something I've been thinking about. I know Andrew's had some success with soldering leads onto magnets. I don't have the magnets, so I'm not ready to do that. But I've been talking a lot with Andrew about it, and I've been thinking about like actually getting back into this build. So let's go ahead and just start with the painting part of it. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Where did I put that? There it is. Kind of move some things around on the desk. I actually don't have. Go ahead and switch over to this one here. I actually don't have Kit up on the desk anymore. I had to pull him off. Well, two reasons. One, most importantly, when I'm airbrushing, the overspray was just hitting Kit, and I'd had to clean him up a couple times, and he was in the way. And I was worried, and that's kind of what I thought. I mean, at this point, like, I just want to finish the model. Like, that really is. I really don't care about the videos anymore. Interesting, the thought process behind it these days. Like,
Mike actually hit me up this morning.
Yeah.
And he said that they have an even newer version that has police mode added, and some other little fixes here and there that's going to just be included in the firmware upgrade.
Nice.
So I asked them for it, and they updated the installer so it works better on Android. And
okay, that was not, I would say, the one hard part, and I'm glad that on the stream, like on the supercut, he obviously edited that out. That was the one part that was really tough to get. Like, it was hard to get Kit like working properly, so getting him hooked up to the internet was a little tough. So I did pull that off. And then two, I just need more storage. Like, the more crap that I keep accumulating, like, I just LEDs and like battery boxes for the Enterprise and motherboards for the Enterprise. Like, I needed the space, and I kept like trying to find things. It wasn't happening. So less display back behind and more feng shui, so to say. So I did kind of pull that off there. But I also, let me see if I can pull this off. I don't even know if I can. Hold on. Let's go over to this camera. I'll take off my face cam real quick. And then what I did, I'll move this over here. So the little controller that I use for my camera control, I mount it on a little arm right here off to the side of my desk, and this has been by far the coolest thing that I've done. As nerdy as it is, I'm really actually enjoying having the little controller just sitting right here off of the desk, somewhere where I don't have to think about it. So when I just press 2 over here, it'll bring my face back up. And it's kind of sitting like that. So yeah, I've kind of done a little bit of I've actually had a little bit of time over the last couple of days to focus on getting some stuff done. So, but all of that said, it's because I couldn't find my remote. Anyway,
All right.
I talk too much, but that's why you guys are here, I guess, so to say.
They love to hear your voice.
They do. The dulcet tones. All right, I need to find something real fast. Maybe this towel. Kind of diffuse this bright light a little bit so I don't blast you guys out. Yeah. Definitely need to take a paintbrush and do a little bit of cleanup on that. So that's where we're going to start. I got to figure out which color I used, which is not a good thing. It was
I use Google Keep on my phone, and I make notes on all my models. The paint colors, screw types, things like that. I forget. I can't remember.
I use these little notepads for like doing my like the just various model things, and I know it's in here somewhere. I guess we're just gonna go through it. You guys are here for it, I guess.
Is there a note in there that says "cut off man bun"?
No, that kind of came about. You know, what's funny is like I'd been thinking about it, and then I was kind of bringing it up to Kat, and she's like, it's probably about time. So, make her happy. I went ahead and, took care of it, and she's been happy. So it's been good. And I've also been happy with it too. It was getting a little bit, getting a little funny. I see that. Oh no, it's in one of these 2 notepads.
What's going to happen is now you won't glue yourself to a model or yourself all the time, and you've lost your superpower.
That's very, very true. I worry about that sometimes, but then I'll continue to glue myself. Don't worry. Wow, I'm talking about Wonderfest right here in this note set. Well, I will. Sorry, I'll look for just a quick second. Yeah, no, I've continued to build since I've gotten the cut, and no, I still glue myself to things. That isn't happening. All right, well, I'm sure I can figure this out. I say. Dunkelgelb, Sandgrau.
Eric says he uses a Kindle Scribe to keep his notes together. Yeah, I mean, I just something that's digital that I can access in multiple places. That's why I use Keep, because I can make a note on my phone and then go to my computer and pull it up. They're all in sync.
I use Keep for like other things like shopping lists and stuff like that, and I think that's just kind of where I've kept it. So I don't know. What I'm gonna do instead is not on the back of that one because that's my green strawberry stuff, but let's go ahead and on the back of this, just go ahead and paint some colors, or just drop some colors down. See which is which. Is your computer making noise?
Yeah, I tried to open Notepad and it says it needs to be updated and it's mad at me.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't me because my computer is known to be
I didn't even
reliable.
I didn't even mean to get in there, but whatever.
Not you, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, I get it. Eric says that he likes his Scribe because he can write directly on it, preferring to write over typing. Well, guess what? I can write on my Ultra. My S2024 Ultra has a pen, so I can do the same.
Nice. All right, so it's this first one. All right, that was easy enough. Let's go ahead and grab.
That looks like it's going to be a pretty easy fix to clean up for.
Yep. No, that's one of the things that like was kind of stopping me from going on with the build. Was like I knew I needed to fix this, but as soon as I put it on there, it's like, oh, that's not too bad.
Oh, I have lots of builds like that. Like, I really need to work on this, but I don't want to do that stage.
Right.
Like,
oh my god, that's why it took so long for the Enterprise. I didn't want to do the bridge mods.
Oh, like tomorrow I plan on building Pack 3 of the Apache on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And the very first stage is to put 4 decals on 18 tiny little rockets.
Oh my god.
And I figured, okay, during that stage, I might as well show how to put all the decals on, and I'll show how I do the laser seeker head on the Hellfires and everything. And then I'm like, that's going to take so long. Like, maybe I'll do one, just take a picture of it, but it's going to take so long. I'm like, and that's not super important that gets done as much as the whole pack gets done to make sure that there's no mistakes or anything in the instructions. So I'm just gonna skip that stage, at least the missile building part of it, because that's the whole stage is basically just putting decals on Hydras. And you get one of the nacelles, the engine nacelles. So I'm just gonna skip that stage tomorrow and see how far I can get into building the engine nacelles, because that's all you do tomorrow. Or for Pack 3 is all engine nacelles.
And they sent you all the way up through what, 6, you said?
Yeah, but I don't have any instructions past 3, so I'm just going to build 3. I do have 2 more packs of the train, so
nice.
I can work on the train. We can finish the rest of the chassis up.
How has that build been totally?
Honestly, it's actually way more detailed than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah, like there's lots of little details here and there. I mean, I haven't had to paint anything. And there's lots of tiny little details. And I looked ahead in some of the instructions for the later packs, like building. There's so many valves you have to put in, just like the real train, you know.
And this is just one of those sets that no one's picked up, but is available.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's their IXO Collections is their overstock.com, right? It's things that didn't sell someplace else. They have extras, and they just sell them. It's like, you know, warehouse pricing, which is why I think that you can get such a good deal sometimes. Like when the Eiffel Tower, and they had a bunch of them. Like you could get that WRX was like $800 or $900 for the whole kit.
Yeah,
they had some
deal.
Yeah. Ken says 30 minutes ago, Uber's Eats jacked up delivery prices at $12.99 because it's banned. Now it's back to 99 cents. That sounds right.
Yep.
On demand pricing, baby.
I hate third-party delivery.
Well, there was a while when, you know, during COVID, when they had these restaurants had all these, like, they would just have shelves and then they would say, here's all the orders and let the drivers come pick them up, and they would look for their name and then they'd take it. But then people were walking in and stealing people's orders.
That's right.
So they had to stop doing that and do it back behind the counter again. It was the whole thing.
Basically, if I were to walk up to any restaurant person and hold my phone up to their face, they would get pissed. That's it. It's like what Uber drivers do. They like literally, they don't communicate. They come in and they just stick their phone in your face. And then the thing with them is they will walk all the way back into an employee only area. And like, if they trip and fall, I got to pay for their dumb ass to get, go to the hospital.
Hey, Dash.
And, hey, Dash. But, that's the thing. They're so rude, and then they don't do their job. Like, they will they will steal orders themselves. Like, Uber drivers are the absolute worst. I will leave the house to go. Yeah.
I mean, multiple times I've said, hey, where's my drinks? And they'll be like, they didn't give them to me. Do you not validate anything? Nope. Absolutely not.
Nope.
If you don't give it to them, like physically hand it to them, they're not going to check the order. They never check the order.
Nope. And the worst part is like, for at least me and my business, I can't like do anything about them other than ban the driver, right? And so it still doesn't like Uber doesn't compensate me for making an order to resend it because they screwed up, right? And so the customer's not going to order from me again because the driver that they sent doesn't know how to do their damn job. And so it makes us look bad and it makes the business look bad or whatever. It's a horrible business model and one that I really wish
Oh, it's
didn't
great for
exist.
Uber.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I even I gotta go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, like, the thing for the customer side of things is if you if say that the restaurant or something like if you don't get your order for whatever reason, you don't get your order, you also don't get your refund and you don't get a new order, right? Like they literally take your money and say on the way out the door. It's out of control. It's ridiculous.
And if the order doesn't show up and they call back to the restaurant, you don't get any compensation.
Nope.
And you can say, well, we gave it to the driver. Take it up with you take it up with Uber. Uber's going to say, we'll take it up to the restaurant. Like you can't win.
Yep.
You
as the consumer.
You're playing a Russian roulette with food delivery. It's awful.
That's right. And it's whether or not that person who took your order actually cares. You know, and there are some good Uber drivers. You can make some real damn good money doing it. But, you know, that's the thing. Like, you can't be. I'm going to refrain from saying what I was about to say because not YouTube friendly. I'll just say that you have to be at least somewhat smart to deliver pizza or deliver food orders, and the lowest common denominator doesn't always win. I'm sorry. So that's all I got to say. Like, Jordan, shh, quiet. Don't have strong opinions about this at all. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it bugs the heck out of me because I also got a update to terms and service from Lyft yesterday, an email.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to read that. You have nothing. You have no agreement with Lyft. Lyft is not responsible for anything. All they did was hook you up with somebody that does rideshare.
That's right.
They have an independent thing with the driver, but your agreement is between you and the driver can do anything they want, basically.
That's right.
The requirements are a driver's license, an insured car, and it supposedly in working order. That's all they commit to you as a business is saying, we will hook you up with somebody willing to provide rideshare. They're not responsible. Right. If the ride sucked, if the driver sucked, that's between you and the driver. Lyft is just indemnable. They hold themselves. They just disclaim anything that they owe you anything. You can't go after them. You can't do anything. So if you have a problem, you had a problem with that driver, not with Lyft. I'm like,
yep.
Okay. Wow.
It's kind of like if you use the McDonald's app, if you read the fine print, you agree to use the app. You also agree to never sue McDonald's for any reason whatsoever.
And that's how most of them are.
Yeah.
They
literally, they're like
way that you are. You're basically they say, well, and this one was all about arbitration, right? You can't sue them ever for anything. You know,
right.
At best, you can arbitration. You by using the app, you give away no class action lawsuits, no nothing. It's just, oh yeah, well, you know what? If you don't like us, fuck off. Pound sand, eat dirt.
Yeah.
You know,
good luck.
It's awful.
Yeah, but it really is.
But it's so many people use it because it's convenient, and I'm like, so is the food delivery, but they're not responsible for anything. So what do they care?
That's right. And that's we don't put our wings on for third parties, so we don't allow Uber or DoorDash to deliver wings because we can't guarantee that the food is going to get there hot. Chicken has to arrive hot, and we can't guarantee that. through those third parties, and so we don't. Our most profitable item we can't sell through third party because we can't guarantee that they're actually not going to make our customers sick. Out of control, man. All right, that was actually remarkably easy. All right, so we'll let that dry. Very cool. Get that off. And let's go ahead and I'm going to bust. I'm going to bust out the instructions here. Get this brush cleaned up.
Ken says he likes cold KFC.
Cold KFC, you know, I mean,
No, I can't.
What is this? What is this one? Airbrush cleaner, it says. You're not supposed to put the urethane into. Oh, well, that's why. Okay. No, we're good. What is it? The Vallejo you don't want to clean with rubbing alcohol? Is that what it is?
Yeah, don't put alcohol in Vallejo. It turns into sludge.
Yeah.
Hey, Triple M. Welcome.
It isn't.
Ken says out of the fridge. I know other people that do it. They eat KFC right out of the fridge. Oh, it's brutal. Brutal.
It's not bad.
It just tastes like all the fat. You know what I mean? It's just like you're biting into butter. Can't.
Yeah. I like to bite into butter.
I like butter.
Butter. Okay. So while that dries, let's grab our instructions. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. What did I do with it? Put it back in the same spot. Back out. And you have our photo etch, transfer paper, or whatever those are. And I did bring the model down because I was kind of curious to see what I actually was going to be able to work on today. And these decals, I do remember, were pretty damn awful. And it was the stickers. That's right. We were using stickers. And, you know, I was looking for the piece of paper that had the notes on the build.
Huh.
Sitting inside the instructions.
As they should be.
Jesus.
Me too, Jason. Me too.
Oh, yeah.
I added the alcohol in the pot and it just turned into goo. It's awful.
Oh no. All right, so these are the decals and these are the stickers, and there are a couple of panels that we're going to need to put decals on or stickers. These decals were really, really bad though, if I remember correct. They just broke apart when you looked at them funny. Okay. So on the instructions, the typical green strawberry amazing instructions that they give you, actually in the beginning, not too bad. Like it gives you really clear placement for, you know, you want to do the stickers and then varnish it or put your clear over and then put the remaining decals on. So after these dry, we will put some of the decals down if I am able to pull it off. And those decals are going to be these little striped ones, and a couple that sit right up here on the front panel. And so we will see. I'm not super committed. I'm not worried about being super like accurate. Like if those aren't on there, I'm not gonna cry. These decals are not fun. What's up, Donnie?
Hey,
Didn't get enough of decals. All right, Don. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was realizing. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do the Rio Grande. I don't have to do any decals. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, we kind of got to do some decals. But what we need to do, what I'd like to do, is go ahead and get the transporter all assembled and ready to go. And we can start by getting our decals put onto the floor because the floorboard's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and walk away for just a moment so I can go start the kettle so I can get some water going. I'll be right back.
Jordan's got the model kits on the table, chaos. Spilling paint like rain falling while no control. Pieces drop like broken dreams scattered around.
Okay. You have your own hold music. I love it.
Just the model blue, the broken model blues is so good. All right. So yeah, I think we'll start here and then we'll work on the transporter pad. And I'll be able to use a little bit of Sonic Saber action for this tonight, which actually should be pretty cool. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at the instructions, however, real fast. So after that first page where they talk about where they show you how to do the decals on the console, here's the transporter pad. We're going to be lighting it from the top and the bottom. And then where the decals go. The instructions for... He's got to go fart. I wouldn't save that for off camera. No, that's gold. That's brown gold.
Oh, shit.
Brown gold. Right in your squirrel hole.
Ian's song, man, my God. Suno's is an amazing thing. I think it's getting better too.
That was the new version 4 of the thing. I'm like, wow.
They did an amazing job. One of the things I'd like to work on tonight is maybe getting these. So the back wall has been all painted up and ready to go. So I would like to possibly get those decals or stickers. These ones are actually stickers put in place. Maybe work on some doors and basically just try to get.
Should you make those like trans lights? Can you put the decal on a piece of clear plastic and make like your own panel?
So the beauty thing of these stickers is they're designed to be lit. So
right, but do they include a backing? Because those were holes in the back of that, right?
Yeah, so they actually don't, and that's one of the things that I was trying to think about how to approach. Should I just put the sticker directly over it? But something tells me that I do want to put at least something over the top of it, like a translite.
Milk jug.
Milk jug?
Milk jug. Yeah, cloudy milk jug, because it's smooth on one side, rough on the other, diffuses light, put the decal on it, stick your hole.
We're both lactose intolerant. We don't have a milk jug.
Do you have anything that's in a cloudy jug? Even water. I went and bought water. I didn't buy milk. Milk's too expensive. Just water, just like a gallon of water. It's in those cloudy jugs.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
Would something like... Yeah, no, I know. That's
Ken says UV resin, but that's a lot because you got to get it in there flat.
It's pretty heavy. What if I already use like something like this and just like
same thing? Slice it up.
Okay, perfect.
You can put a piece of scotch tape on it too. Put the decal on the smoother side. Typically, one side of those clamshells will be smooth from where the press touched it. Put the decal on the smooth side, and then you can use a piece of scotch tape to add diffusion on the back. Or 2 pieces of scotch tape, or 4 pieces. You just keep adding layers of scotch tape until it diffuses the way you like it.
Right. Okay. Well, let me go grab the water real fast. Cue the music.
Pieces scattered around the floor, dreams in plastic form, chasing bits with hope and rage. Paint spills like a storm. Colors running, fingers glued, cursing in the night, laughing through the mess we made. Creations taking flight. Plans were drawn and visions born, tiny worlds unreal. Figures, voiceless tales to share in glue.
Oh my God.
Conceal. Hands are shaking, tools betray.
Amazing.
Waiting for the chorus.
In each drop and crooked line, we build our own unrest. Oh, the glue and spilled dreams, madness in the sea. Fingers stuck in patience broke, living in a scheme. Drop the brush, no turning back. Laughter breaks the pain. In a world of tiny scars, we rise and fall again. Blueprints crumpled.
All right.
I also realized that they gave us these.
Oh, yeah, mats.
Is that what those are?
Yeah, they're mats. They're mats, so you put the decal over them, so those act as light blockers, because the light will blast through those decals, so they'll glow. So you use those as mats, just like a translate. Cool. Yeah.
So take this piece, diffuse it down, set this down over the top, and then put the sticker over that.
Yeah, Donnie says use that and spray some matte sealer on it after the decal's on it. But so yeah, cut a big piece out, bigger than the decal. Then cut that. Now you could probably just use that. How thick is that plastic that those are on?
Super thin, like trans paper thin.
Yeah. I mean, I would still put a backing on it, but cut a piece of that plastic out, get that on it.
Okay. All right. Cat just got home. I parked in the neighbor's spot. Remember, she's letting me park there. Parking around here is an absolute nightmare sometimes. And the neighbor's out of town. She's like, "Hey, you can have my assigned spot." And I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah, there's pretty much no visitor parking at your house. Because people have cars living in the same apartment. They probably give you one spot, right? What's the point?
Yes. Yeah.
It's awful. You and your kettle, do you not have warm tap water? It's cold outside. It takes too long to get tap water.
It honestly, yeah. I probably could have just turned it warm.
Okay, we're gonna make your life a little easier. Do you have any white glue?
I do.
So take some white glue at a little cup and water it down.
Okay.
Since all we need to do you don't have to read through this. You just have to make it. Basically, we're going to use this to seal your stuff to your plastic.
Okay.
Little trick I learned. So you can take your Translight, what am I going to call that? The blackout? No. It has a damn name and I can't think of it. I'm spacing right now.
You said the mat?
It's a mask. Yeah. So take that and just water so it's basically like paint, like you're going to paint it. Super thin.
Okay.
Like even thinner than that. Like just basically just a slurry of, it's just going to be sticky water is all we're doing.
Nice.
Ken says, "Can I get an album, Jordan? I want to send a copy to Ian." Do I need to make a Jordan song and a Donnie song and a Buck song and an Ian song? So yeah, so take that, paint that on the plastic. Well, cut out your mask first.
Yeah, of course. Sure. Should I use the Sonic Saber?
If you want. You don't have to cut it right at the edges either. You can do that later. You can trim it down later. Yep. I'm saying cut it bigger than what you need.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool they give you light masks.
Interesting is it has a difficult time going through this plastic a little bit. I say that. User error as well. All right.
All right. Now cut out your mask.
That I will just use a regular knife for.
This is what I'm cut it bigger. Yeah, cut that a lot bigger, like as big as you can without getting into the next mask. Just cut a big cheap piece of it out. Let's see. Trek Mods is here. He says, "How's it going, shipheads?"
What's up, man?
PJ says a butt song. Oh, a buck song. Sorry, old ears. No, you're not sorry. You meant that.
You heard what you wanted to hear.
Donnie says Todd plays so many songs on YouTube that he made on Suno, but I get it. Yep. That they should be paying him. No, I pay for my Suno account, so I can use those songs however I see fit.
All right. That little A and B on them, unfortunately, right below it.
That's fine. Do them both at the same time. Is your backing plastic big enough?
Yep. Actually, it to be the right size. Weirdly.
Look at you go. All right. Put a little slurry on your plastic and stick those two things together.
Okay.
Because we don't need optically clear. We need tacky. And this is basically like sometimes I would use like a spray adhesive or things like that, but just put a thin coat on there. Give them thin work and then smash it flat. Probably do it on a paper towel, probably help, but for clean.
It's me. This is me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Just smash it flat. It'll dry clear anyway. So even if it's a little cloudy, it's okay. It's a diffuser.
Right.
I mean, it's not like you can read those things anyway.
Right. All right, sweet.
Now you have a backing. Now you can cut your decal out and apply your decal directly to the front of the mask. You can line up the, even if you have to put on a little light or something like a light background or whatever you want to do to align your decal. Now you have all the colors in front of the blackout mask.
Right. Okay. Very cool. Down a little bit. A little more flat. Let's try the decal first, as it's ideal for this, as opposed to the sticker. Let's see how this.
Oh yeah, no, if you're going to use the mask, use the decal. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do B first. And these stickers, if you do use a green strawberry, or not sticker, but if you use a green strawberry decal, they're designed to go right up against the edge. So the decal, basically, I don't know if you guys can pick it up, but the transfer paper, I don't know, it's weird. There's no way to describe it. It's nothing like regular decals. Like their decals are strange. So we'll see.
Do you want to zoom in a little for this?
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, if you do the resin trick, where you put a light under a towel or whatever it is, so it's backlit, you can get it lined up perfectly.
Perfect.
Or at least the way you want it to look. Use a little mark setter here if you want.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that mark setter is just soap and white glue.
Really?
Yep. Just very diluted. It's just slightly tacky, and it's water washable.
There we are. Grab my tweezers. Matt.
I'm gonna get you one of my little decal pushers. I love that thing. I think I have a decal squeegee somewhere, an extra one.
I have these silicone brushes that
the decal squeegees are cool. They're foam and they have a hollow core in the middle.
Oh.
So it doesn't create a suction, and so it won't try to lift the decal.
Oh.
That's what I was using last night to put all the decals on the balcony.
Oh.
They're super cheap.
Very cool.
But I might have a spare, and I have to send you stuff anyway, so I'll throw it in there.
All right.
And you'll know when you get it lined up with those masks. It'll look good. I like it.
Oh my god, it just broke.
Oh, well, fix it.
It literally just crumbled on the edge of the thing.
Oh, don't use that thing. That's probably too rough. Push it around with it. No?
No, it's like there's literally nothing left. It all crumbled. These decals literally crumble. I remember doing this the last time. I use a brush, soft one.
Did you put some cedar on there?
Yeah, I did.
Slide around? All right. Oh, maybe you can piece it back together. It's gonna be pretty hard to see anyway. So
that's kind of what I'm going for there. And it was on the bottom left of the LCARS panel, so I'm not too worried about that.
That's where Worf punched it when he got mad.
Actually, had it right before I started messing with it. Wow. It's on a grid, so you can see exactly.
Yeah, bring light with it so we can see.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a smart man.
Oh, it's great.
Kind of tore down in the bottom corner there, but it actually kind of
Can't even tell.
so.
Looks great.
Okay.
But now you have a stiff backing that you can trim to whatever size it needs to be. Plus, you have something to hold on to while you're doing all the work.
It's like your own translate. That's so cool. I like it. I like it. What's interesting is the Bandai decals are a lot more forgiving than these ones are. They're like
I wonder if they just super thin or something.
That's what I feel. Kind of like the photo.
Yeah, Donnie, I don't know if you do what Donnie does. He sprays a gloss clear on the decals, let it dry really good before you cut them out, and it will keep them from tearing. It just adds another layer.
Oh,
not a bad idea.
No,
I mean, if you have delicate decals, it's a really good idea.
Okay. That's
Trek. I would say do exactly what Donnie said. It's a great thing to do. Just give them a nice coat of gloss clear, and it'll keep them from tearing apart as easily if they're old. Because the old ones, they dry out and they like to tear it instantly. It depends on the decal, but
yeah, the decals for I have the replacement decals for the Runabout itself because I have the 1993 kit, and those decals were out of the package since 1993. They're in pretty rough condition, so that's actually that's a fantastic tip, and it makes complete sense to me. Love it.
He loves those tips that make sense.
I do. Tips and tricks, you know.
We're actually doing modeling, not just talking about farts and
right.
Making pizza.
Right. Actually building something.
Don't tell anybody.
I know. Got to keep the expectations low. So I was actually kind of like looking forward to doing this one today. I haven't worked on it for so long. There we are. Get that lined up. Oh, that's nice. This is really cool.
Is that working?
It's working beautifully.
Ken says you can get aftermarket decals from HDA Trek Mods. Oh, from HDA if you want.
Yep, that's where I got them. I'd already picked them up.
Those look great.
Yeah. It's amazing, actually. I'm kind of surprised. So yeah, those are ready to go. I'm gonna let that finish drying for a little bit.
No, so let those dry overnight. Just like that.
Overnight. Okay.
Dry overnight. Yeah. Let the decal dry, and you can, of course, you can seal them in with a gloss. Gloss spray, just to make sure that you can handle them going forward and not hurt them. Those panels should be shiny anyway, So.
Exactly. Okay. And what's cool for that, when that panel goes in, we have these pieces here that are the little light backing pieces. So these are cast in resin. Thanks, Donnie. And they sit up here, right up in the corners, and they act as sconces for the inside. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start right there, and why not? Let's go ahead and do a little bit of installation a little bit. So what's cool for that is on the back, let's see if we can pick it up. So it's inset, so it has a bit of a lip there, and we cut it off the block on the second row here. And it's designed to basically pick up an LED. So you can either put an LED on the back or however you want to do it. But it's basically designed so that you put an LED back behind and it'll put the light through to the inside of the runabout, which is actually kind of a cool design. Like,
does it have stuff they do?
What's that?
No. Does the light block, does it have a hole for an LED or?
Nope. I was thinking about either drilling one out or leaving that for later for design. I'm not quite sure if I want to use a one of the flat panels for back here or not, because the flat panel likely would be the most logical for this, because there's not much space back behind, because I'm going to be putting the cargo bay mod in as well.
Yeah, you know what, that
going to fill up the entire rear of the
that it might diffuse through that resin, just a regular 3, just to make your life easier, a liquor 3 mil.
Yeah. Well, we could mess around with that.
Yeah, and drilling a 3 millimeter hole is stupid easy. So
exactly. All right,
you want to cut those off first. Perfect use of your sonic saber.
And
Johnny says put an SMD flat against the back of it. If you have it. The only thing about an SMD is that's a large surface area, and you'd have a very little hot spot if you use an SMD. And I would hope that maybe a larger LED head would. You don't want too bright, like putting a 5 mil would be silly, but a 3 mil might be enough. And
right.
And then again, maybe an SMD would be perfect. I don't know. Maybe you have to experiment.
Yeah. Well, that's what the streams are for. That's what we're here for. All right. So let's go ahead and clamp out and the little fingers close together here. And that's set in place. Now, one thing I did notice, and I wasn't able to really demonstrate it too much during the live stream, was sometimes with the resin, especially these cast pieces, it can melt it a little bit and produce a little bit of smoke. So here we go.
You gonna put on your mask?
My mask. Oh yeah.
It's over there burning resin. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Uh-huh. Hold on. Thank you. Trying to kill myself. Glad I actually have these. All right, take off the headphones real fast. Yeah.
And he says the resin should diffuse it. He's talking about this SMD. An LED is just an SMD with a blob of resin around it. SMDs can be very small. When you think about, you have to think about the size of the material that's inside the hammer, right? So that there's an anvil inside an LED, and that's what holds the material that glows. And the bigger LED should have a bigger more material. So yes, I mean the concept is the same, you know, a 3 millimeters, but I mean the way they work. Oh God, now Ken's talking about gloves. Here we go. You don't have your cutting gloves on.
No, I do not. There we go.
Took that off super easy, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Donnie says there's bigger SMDs too. That's true. But then he'd have to, you know, he's probably got, do you have pre-wired LEDs or SMDs?
I have pre-wired SMDs.
Oh, okay. Well, we can play with it.
Yep.
Really depends on what he's doing behind it and how it puts light out, right? I mean, you want it to be very, I'm sure they were lit with, on the set, they were probably lit with fluorescence.
Yeah.
Or something to diffuse it very well. You don't want a hot spot.
There we go.
We'll have to play with it. Well, you can tell George. George doesn't have to listen to me. He's over there cutting his fingers.
Look at my face. Big fat stupid face and a tiny mask. No, you got me thinking, so safety gloves. I don't want to roll those dice. All right. Wow. Notice kind of got to rock back and forth a little bit. And then that would have taken like easily 5-10 minutes with the saw. Like just nuts. Love it. All right.
I need a beverage. I will be right back. A platypus. Because you're cosplaying the platypus.
How'd you know? Oh, all right. So there are the two pieces, and here is where we're talking a little bit about the melting. So you're gonna see a little bit of the melt around the outside on the first one. Second one was a little cleaner. So the cast resin is a little bit different than I've noticed than obviously the what's it? The SLA or whatever it's called, or the PL. No, what is the stuff called? The resin, the 3D printing resin. My brain is just absolutely gone.
What'd I miss?
No, I'm just trying to think of what the technical term for the 3D printing resin is called. What is it? It's not SLA, it's not PLA, it's
FDM?
Not FDM.
What are you talking about? Resin
like the
printing?
Sunlu,
Resin printing is SLA. FDM.
Oh, SLA. So what is SLA?
Stereolithography. Stereolithography.
There it is. Big words. All right, Donnie. Donnie's been back a little bit.
See you, Donnie.
Go ahead and get this sanded up here real fast.
I'm just over here eating nuts.
As you do.
Uh-huh.
All right. That's nice and cleaned up.
Don says big words from a big guy. SLA, also known as vat photopolymerization. There you go.
Okay. Those are all sanded up and clean. So we could test. I do just have, on another note, I have the Bussard collector lights burning in for the Fan Home Enterprise, so I can probably just use these as a good test bed. So Solid on. I'm just going to set this up against the back here real fast. And I know the camera blows it out.
Yeah, how bright is it? Do you need to
But
smaller
that
light?
actually, this is a 3 mil, and I would be able to drill into the back, but I would only have the tiniest little bit of space. And so
Well,
what my initial thought was, and these,
the other thing you could do too is drill a tiny hole into the top of that. Right? Does it have a flat top, or does it have a? Because it's triangular, right?
There's a flat top.
So when you put it in, it's got a flat top. Drill just a tiny little hole in there, embed an SMD facing down, and have it reflect the light in, so the light's not actually pointing directly at the sconce. So you're just lighting up that whole cube of resin, and let the diffusion actually push the light out. What do you think? That way you don't have to worry about the back surface at all.
I like that, actually. I like that quite a bit.
I don't think you need to drill a hole. You could probably just resin an LED right, or SMD right on top of it.
Right. Okay. So I have.
Ken says those gloves make things slippery to handle, increase the likelihood it will slip and get accidentally cut, but the gloves prevent you from getting cut.
I'm terrified. I am terrified of that, actually. Okay. So I have some pre-wired SMDs, and I think these are 4020s. And they're just using magnet wire. Do I need to do anything? I haven't actually messed with these. I bought these like 8 months ago, and I haven't actually used them yet. Do I need to do anything to the magnet wire? Is the magnet wire going to, like, is there any coating on here, or is it ready to roll?
Well, usually they're enamel coated, but it doesn't look like yours are.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's any coating on there or what have you. Okay.
Run the wires on either side of it. Just keep them apart. Like run them down on each side of the resin block.
Oh, like
we're breaking out. Yeah, like have the LED point down and just have the resin. Yeah, we'll have the wires go on either side. That way you don't risk a short there.
Got it. And what voltage should I use for that? 3.
What color are they?
White.
Yeah, you should be able to use 3 volts.
Okay.
Dash says it only hurts for a second. Dash actually did stab himself in the fingernail with his thumb.
I know. I know. On these, I have 1 copper and 1 silver. Which is positive? Which is negative? Do you know?
1 copper, 1 silver.
Yeah,
it's not going to hurt anything. You're about to find out. Copper feels positive to me, but it's not going to hurt if you do it wrong. It doesn't won't work. It's a diode.
All right. So not that way.
All right.
Come on now. And not that way either. What? Okay. Strange.
The wires aren't touching?
No. Oh, there we go. They are enamel coated. There's a part at the very end that's not enamel coated.
No. Dash says copper is positive and silver is negative. That's what I thought.
Okay.
And Trek says burn the ends. I wonder if he means you got to burn the enamel off, or else you can't clip onto it.
I think we have ourselves a winner here.
Nice. And you know what the best part of that is? You could paint the entire back of that, or if you have tulip or something, you could coat the whole back of that block. Once you could seal the LED down, I would just use resin. Seal the LED down to it, and then you could coat that whole block in, tulip or something to just block all that light in.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Unless you want like stray light, I don't know if there's a door there or what, but if you want that light coming through
there's
that door,
not.
Okay, if there's a hallway behind it or something. All right.
So in the model itself, and I'll go ahead and bring out the main base here, or the bottom.
Oh
The
yeah,
cockpit, when it
cut those wires down, you need to scrape the coating off. You're right,
Okay.
enamel, or burn it off.
Perfect. So the cockpit sits right here. And then the area that I'm assembling right now sits in right here. There's going to be only this tiny little space between here and here where there's going to be nothing. So this is where the Arduino is going to go, and all of the wires are going to meet up. Everything's going to be right in here. And then I've picked up the cargo bay mod for this as well. So it's or not the cargo bay, but the crew mod. And so there's a whole like bedroom area right here, and then there's like a conference area right in the back with a big table. So it takes up a lot of the rear space. So basically, I only have like from right here to right here in this tiny little space for anything. And so don't need to worry so much about light blocking, but I don't want light pouring through there as well. So I think the Tulip is going to be a good way to go, and it'll be the first time actually using Tulip. So I actually have it. I did buy some. I actually have Tulip. So
it'll get everywhere. So be careful with it till it dries.
So I should. Do you put it inside of the little black container with the lid?
Yep. Well, I mean,
Okay.
I put a little black squeeze bottle with a needle.
Black squeeze bottle, yeah.
Yeah, with a needle on it.
Okay.
One of the needle dispensers.
Perfect. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and test both of these real fast, and then I'll burn them in overnight. You still need to worry about burning in SMDs, right?
You should burn in every LED. Burning in is really just hook it up and let it run for 5 minutes. If it's going to die, it's going to die pretty quick.
Right.
Didn't you do this one, or was it the older shuttlecraft? Do you know the answer to that?
Lou did one of the older shuttlecraft. There's not a masking kit or anything like that for this, but the paint job is also not super complicated. It's a big model, but it's a big scale model, but it's not a very big model. So he did I think he did the tug, and then he did the old Galileo is what he did, which is also 72nd scale. So very cool. I think wasn't that a Wonderfest? It may have been a Wonderfest. As the film, Ken said, he said did the Galileo as a filming set build. That's right. That's right. Okay. So what I'm gonna do. So I don't. Then question: do I really need to be burning in my LEDs for like overnight? I do leave them on overnight to make sure that everything is good. Is that a good practice?
Yeah. I mean, I just don't know if it's going to make
any difference.
The difference between running it for 5 minutes versus running for 24 hours. It's personal preference. I mean, it's one of those things where if it's going to die, it's going to die pretty quick.
Right. Okay.
Oh, Ken answered. He said he did the Galileo as a filming set build. I got you.
Okay.
Don was going to say it too, but Ken beat him to it. Somebody typed fast.
He's got the fingers. All right, so I think I'm going to bust out the UV resin here.
Tape those down temporarily just to make it easier for you to resin.
Yep.
Throw some tape on it just to hold those in place. You need three more. You need 3 more hands. Is all you need.
That's all. That's all. No big deal.
I don't mean to be. If it's sounding like I'm giving you commands, I apologize. It's just.
No.
I could say please and ask you politely every time. What do you think about?
I'm not that much of a millennial. I'm fine. No. Like, hey.
I don't want to hurt your shitty little feelings.
No, my shitty little feelings are fine. Don't worry about that. It's the crying after the stream that you have to worry about, but you're not there for it, so it's fine.
That's right. I don't have to worry about that.
That's right. No, it's actually, once again, like the beauty of these streams that I do is like getting the input, like, is why I'm here. Okay. Where is my resin? Where are my glasses? There. This is the one thing I do always pay attention to. I do not want to have like messed up eyesight later on. Get those on. My flashlight. Power. Good to go. All right. And we'll drop the resin right over the top. And lock it down.
Dash says, thing is, you can use dollhouse copper tape to use as your main line to tie these in, and it's flat and easier to hide than bulky wire, especially in small places. Yeah, like bus bars.
So what I actually have for this, this model specifically, I picked up some ribbon wire for this one specifically, but that's actually a good little tip. I like it.
You can use aluminum tape too if you got it.
I do.
Just you make one positive, one negative, and tie everything to it. Don says that build that Lou did was amazing.
Lou does some really good work, and I've also noticed Lou will cut some corners too. I like it. He's a regular modeler, and that's one of the things that I like about Lou. Now, I'm just going to use UV resin to actually hold this in place up here. I think we all saw the tug. I think Lou brought the tug to Wonderfest this year, and that looked really good. All right, it's nice and put in place. Let's go ahead and take a look to see if it still lights up properly. I don't know why it wouldn't, but here we are. Yeah, I know the camera's blowing it out, but that looks.
Is that also intended to light up that Elcars display that's in that hole?
No. So with that, they did not give us anything for that.
Interesting.
So what my thought was is that's why I saved this backing. I kind of want to put this back behind.
No, make your life easier, man. You can. I mean, yes, you could do that.
Yeah.
If it was, I mean, well, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe the resin's better. I was thinking I would just make a reflector out of a little reflector out of aluminum tape, like a mirror box, and just reflect the light coming off the side of that resin block right towards that hole. Doesn't need to be too bright. It's easily adjustable. Just reshape the box for, you know what I mean? Like just capture some of the light coming off the side of that block. Build a little, just like you would build a styrene light box, right? You just make it out of aluminum tape.
Right.
Just have the reflective side just act as a mirror and just bring that light down there. If it's lighting too much, you reshape the box. You can control it however bright you want it to be. He's talking about the copper tape. It can always be part of the details if it shows. Yep. Trek says I have copper tape for stained glass work. I was wondering about using it for wiring. It absolutely works. Copper is better than
really cool.
For bus bars. Copper is better. Lou did say on the Wonderfest stream that he was thinking about doing a masking set for this kit, but it's an out of production kit.
Yes. Yeah, they really. Yeah. Round 2 has this one. They've made it recently, but it's not been. It's out of production right now.
Yep, you can absolutely solder on the copper. Yep.
Very cool. I did not know that. That's actually a very cool. Another very cool thing that I've learned here. There's my tape.
A lot of times, copper tape will slip through a slot that a wire can't, or maybe it's easier, or need to run it under a floor or something.
Right.
It does work.
All right.
I mean, if you think about how many pieces of wire you've soldered, that's just twisted copper brand. You know, the strands are twisted copper. It's no different.
Yep.
I've even done that before.
Yeah,
I've taken copper wire, like let's say 26 gauge, you know, twisted pair or twisted copper, and I'll slice it open and pull out 1 or 2 strands of the cable, because you don't need much. I mean, especially if you're powering an LED, how much power you think you're going to pull through that? And I'll use like 1 strand to power a bunch of LEDs, because you don't need the whole wire. How much power you put?
Exactly.
Ken says he believed 2018 was the last time this kit was released. Yeah,
sounds about right.
As long as you're not going to drive 120 AC through it, you'd be fine. Yep. I mean, think about how much power you're putting. I mean, look at those tiny little magnet wires. You'd be surprised how much wattage can go through a gauge of cable. Here, let's look it up. So if you use 30 gauge copper wire, and 30 gauge is tiny, can carry 3.5 amps, but it doesn't say that. Well, it really should be 3.5 amps, but the amps don't matter. The volts matter, or the wattage matters. It's amps and wattage, but I guess no, because that controls the pipe. I always have to remember this. The pipe size, the pipe diameter is your voltage. So that's your limiting factor. Has a current rating. It just says 3.5 amps.
Wow. That's a lot of amperage through those tiny
little wires. That's a ton. Yeah.
Yeah. What does the Enterprise D pull for amps?
I think mine is just under 2.
Really? And that's with all the LED strips and everything, right?
I'm trying to think. Is it just under 2? Or is it just under 5? It might be just under 5. Eric says, Jordan, you have someone behind you watching.
Yep. It's her relaxing time. Oh, and of course I just popped the resin off by trying to move it a little bit. Didn't put a very big bead on there, so let's go ahead and do that again.
Yeah, so 30 gauge, this one says 0.5 amp. Projected maximum operating current, 5 amps and 24 gauge, 3 amps and 26 gauge. But I mean, 30 gauge is 0.3 millimeter wire. You know, how small do you got to get? Dash says it's the length of the wire. Yeah, I think it's 1,000. What was it? It's 100 ohms per 1,000 feet and 30 gauge. Or 100 ohms per 1,000 feet. But this wire is so short, so you're never going to run into that.
Right.
Trekmont says, when I did Pike's Enterprise refit, I tried the aluminum tape in the nacelles. It was working, but I couldn't solder it. Yeah, I tried copper tape. I was curious about like aluminum tape. Aluminum tape is probably a little different. It's tougher to solder aluminum tape. It's like welding with aluminum. You got to do different stuff. It's a different temperature range and everything. So
my dad hated welding aluminum.
Stranded wire can do more than solid wire. Yes.
All right. Those are both in, secured in place. Let's grab the aluminum tape. And you're saying basically just build a little light box using the aluminum tape.
Yep.
Okay.
Just get creative. You can peel the backing off of it and fold it back on itself so you have none of the adhesive exposed. And you can just shape it in anything you want. Or you can leave little legs of it with the backing tape still on it, so you can stick it to the back of that. I mean, it's up to you.
Right. Okay. Let's figure this out.
But obviously the non-backing tape side will be typically shinier, but
Right.
you really you're just building a reflector housing.
Okay.
You know what that little block would be great for? That little resin block? Trimming that down to actually slot into those holes. Because isn't that plastic pretty thick? And the L-car is going to go on the front of it?
Mm-hmm.
The wall thickness,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the wall's pretty thick.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to mount the L-car in front of it?
There's like a tiny little, there's like a
Is
lip
there a ledge?
there.
Oh, there is a lip. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay. I just thought maybe if you needed to, you could chop that, you could sand that resin block, chop it in half, and just cut it down 2 little blocks. You slide into those holes.
That's kind of what my thought was, actually. One of my thoughts was. Kind of bend this out. I want to go a little bit thinner than that, but okay. A little bit thinner than that.
More of a tube.
A tube?
Ken says not to short anything out. That's true. Hopefully, if the enamel should protect those as long as you don't scratch the enamel off. It should protect them from shorting out on the aluminum.
Right. So you're thinking a tube, just kind of like something like this, just sitting right over the top.
That's it.
Kind of like
now you can obviously shape the box end of it, but just a tube just to carry the weight down.
Right. Okay. No.
It's okay if it bounces all around. It don't matter.
Yeah. Exactly. Super sticky.
Dash says aluminum can only be adjoined with aluminum. But like Andrew, copper pipe for his D could be used for common ground if you wanted, just to have watch where you need to insulate. Yeah. In other words, don't bridge across leads. Yes. Well, he shouldn't have to stick anything to where the LED is. Just you have the whole back of that block. You just make a little tube. I was going to say use your finger or anything. I mean, you're what is that, X-Acto knife? That looks like a good tube. That silver on your desk. You know, just make a little tube.
And I might want to do a piece that's not on the back is exposed.
Yeah.
Too sticky.
Oh. Well, now you're entertaining Andrew while he drives his Tesla home. He's got an hour 20 drive ahead of him, so guess you're going.
How much is a Tesla driving?
He's on the. I guess Jordan's on the 3-hour plan.
Nice.
Ken says, "Have a safe trip, Andrew. We all wish you the best." If he's driving, he probably can't read the chat. So Stephen Hayes says hi to Andrew too. Stephen Hayes says hello, and don't hit the move.
Or Andrew is using the self-drive feature and he's watching the stream. Okay. Something like Okay, hold on. What would I'm gonna have to be gentle with this though. Okay.
It may be a bad idea, or you think it's going to work. I don't want you to waste a bunch of idea if it's not going to work.
Well, no, we have to explore it. No, like my only concern is like what happens if it gets squished. But I'm also kind of like, I don't know if that really will matter so much. So let's just give this a try. We're experimenting. I also can grab some styrene and create a little box. So over the top of it.
It doesn't need to be, it's an L-Car's panel, so it doesn't need to be super bright.
Nope.
Besides, you're being creative.
Exactly. So what I did was exposed the sticky side on either side down here on the bottom. I'm just kind of wrapping it around right now.
Have you noticed how good that adhesive is? Some reason aluminum tape has like it's super sticky adhesive.
It is the best.
So good.
Huh. I'm going to go ahead and just try something ridiculous.
Trick Mod says you don't want to hit a moose. They're huge. Yes, I've seen them. Don't want to hit a moose. Don't want to run over a pig. And look, you light blocked it too at the same point.
Mm-hmm.
You can use some. Oh wow, yeah. Just using tulip on the top, golden.
Perfect.
Where's your little plastic piece? Just like can you set it on top of there? See what it look like? Your the actual panel that's drying. How's that gonna look? Perfect.
It's gonna look really good.
That's gonna look great,
dude. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna use this, kind of push this out a little bit.
And says if those screens on the back, you wouldn't need to light them too much to distract from the crew area. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. No, that's perfect.
Well,
okay.
and if he ends up using the resin block in there, that'll help it too. It'll tone it down.
I'm just gonna go through and seal this up. Do the other side before we put on the
or a buffalo, nope, or a cow. Yeah, my dad always said, don't ever try to run over a pig because they don't roll.
Oh,
they'll just kill your car right in the tracks.
Oh yeah, that sounds freaking awful.
But I mean, we've seen some. I mean, there's some horrible accidents. You see the deer go through the windshield, or you see. I mean, I know that there's people that have hit moose and killed them. You know, it's like hitting a house. Dash also says, "Do not hit a cow." Yeah. Ken says, "Don't hit anything except the road." Am I right?
All right, so let's go ahead and power this one up and then adjust it. Thanks for the copper, Dash, and letting us know that copper was always positive there. Appreciate that. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. Dash says, I did roll one of my cows with my UTV. It was on purpose, though, because she was being an asshole.
All right, I do need to make this piece of tape a little bit bigger because I need to be able to tent it out. This side I was able to push out a little bit.
Yeah. I guess if it wasn't touching the LED, you could actually cap off the top, too, for light blocking purposes.
It's kind of what...
I mean, you have so much that tape facing, down below.
Yeah, exactly.
But you could always just grab actually, as long as it's not close to the LED, you just tent it off and just seal the whole thing.
Such an easy solution for this.
It can be so messy. So messy.
Well,
everything gets all of your fingers.
Yeah, no. I'm sure if I hate duct tape. Come on, the top. Over the side. Down off the side a little bit here. Power it up. Adjust it up.
Yeah, says I cursed her a lot too. I'm sure she understood. Don says
Where'd he go? Not sure.
Ken says no tulip. Hey, if we don't have to use tulip, I'd rather not use tulip. I like it. It's great for getting into little tiny places and stuff, but it is so messy. And he was literally a half inch from sealing the top in with tape anyway, so.
Oh, Jesus.
What the heck was that?
Cat. One thingy of what? I know. Sorry. I'm in trouble.
What else is new?
Uh-huh. The air fryer, use little parchments for the air fryer. And we're out.
Oh.
And I was the last person to use it. So.
Uh-huh. You're that guy. The one leaving the empty toilet paper roll in the bathroom?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
As of late, yes. Yeah, I'm pretty burnt out. God, where did that? Oh, there it is.
Don says, "Are you going to get a phone call like Ian?" Probably not.
Nope.
That doesn't sound like Cat.
No.
Eric
It's coming
says,
to that point.
Cat trolling of Jordan. Excellent.
Yep. No, that actually works great for light blocking.
Mm-hmm. It's moldable. It's removable.
This is fantastic. This is
it's great
tip.
Stuff. Yeah. I mean, if there was a way to tape all of the panels, imagine if you took all of the panels off of the Enterprise, just ran aluminum tape between all of them, all the gaps, and then as one big, huge piece, found a way to lay it on the skeleton as one big taped together piece and screwed it all down. You wouldn't have a single leak.
I saw there was one part, one of the stages that I just came through. It was right after you started modifying it, so you have the mod as part of the build, like after 58. And you did use a little bit of aluminum tape, and I think it was right around the.
Oh, I used it a lot. I used it all over the place.
Yeah.
I used it like at the rear when you go to seal in the inboard of the impulse engines on the saucer where the two halves come together. There's that one big piece, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't clamp well down there, and there's lights there because of the docking lights. And so I folded up a little piece of aluminum tape and sealed the gap. It worked great.
Nice.
And since it's so sticky, you can get it close and then poke it down with like tweezers and it'll stick. It's great. Trent would like to know what you do. Are you in trouble? You're not in trouble. Well, he's kind of in trouble. He used up the last parchment. That's the problem. Trent would like to know what you did. Ken says the spirit lives in your apartment. Excellent.
Yeah. All right. So that side's done. I just need to take a little piece of tape for the other side, and that one's all sealed up. Very cool. Rip that from the top. Yeah, no, I picked this up for this build. Actually, I have it inside of the nacelles. Specifically inside where the impulse engine goes, and I wanted to really reflect what was going to be a small amount of light from two 3mm LEDs. So
yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I did.
I lined the heck of out of the inside nacelles. That actually came from Francisco and I were working on the nacelles for the D, and we lined the top and bottom inside with aluminum tape. And just think, if you did all of that aluminum tape on the inside, it also acts as reflectors, right? So
very true.
Like we were talking with Andrew about using lighting inside the top of his saucer. You could line aluminum tape around his neck and places.
That was quite delicious.
What did it do? Donnie says, "Woohoo! You're still here." Now we're on a mission, Donnie. We have to entertain him for at least another hour so Andrew gets home safe.
That's right. Yeah, no hurries. No hurries or worries. No, that was Cat made some dumpling sauce, and oh my god, that's quite delicious.
just the sauce, or did it have dumplings too?
The beginnings. Yeah, there's going to be dumplings, I believe. All right. So that's done. That's done. Let's look at getting. We have the transporter that we need to do. So let's go ahead and do that. Going to be kind of done much the same way. So these pieces, we're going to cut them out, and they're going to slot in right into here. And then we have these transfer the mats, and then one on one side. I think you could choose to do either the one or the other. Let me take a look at the instructions. I'm not sure if it's where those decals are the same on both sides or if it's an either or. Okay, so it is an either or. I believe that these decals you see sometimes. I think you saw it in the Next Generation episode where they had the one episode with the Runabout, and I think it was this one. But these are the ones that they use in Deep Space Nine primarily, and so that's the ones I want to use here.
Yeah, they're more interesting looking anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they do look kind of cool with sitting over the top of that, but the yellow is much cooler. So let's go ahead and do those. Saber's still active. My desk always becomes such a damn mess during a stream. It's hilarious. Okay. Found this was easier to stick here on the end. How often are you using this clamp, Todd? Because this clamp is freaking amazing.
All the time.
Yep. Amazing.
Like I planned on using it because I need to put together my little mini drill press for the Hellfire missiles, and I plan on using that as the holder.
Oh, very nice.
Because you can remove it from the base, right? And so what I'll do is the drill press has a very basic clamp on it, so I can clamp that clamp and the basic clamp and have much more precision control of that. Donnie says so he has to entertain himself until he gets home. He's driving home. He says he's an hour away in his Tesla.
We're here for him.
It's dark and it's snowy and there's moose.
And it's Canada.
If geese is the plural of goose, then there's Mises on the road. So, Ken says, did you get the transporting figures?
I did. They're somewhere. I have no idea. I got them like probably 6 months ago now. But yeah, I got them. They're one figure is starting transport, and the other one is like mid transport, which is really, really cool. And they're cast.
Oh, they're like half clear.
Yes, it's like a pale blue resin, and it's super, super cool. Yeah, that was very important for me to get. Kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit about God, that's so nice. Just right through it. I kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit about oh god. Oh, it's rubbing oh.
I think I got that clamp from Hobbyist Haven, if I remember correctly.
You did, yes.
Where
did that go? There it is.
But I don't see it on their website anymore.
I've been seeing it advertised on Facebook lately.
Maybe it's not called a clamp.
Possibly.
Sure looks like a clamp to me.
That's what it looks like to me as well.
I'll just check my orders. Donnie says, Sonic Saber activate. I need to get one of those clamps. That's what I was looking for. Where's that clamp from? It's from Todd. That's true.
That's very true.
No, here's where I drop shipped it to you. It's called a Universal Precision Vise. I will put it in the links on Discord. How's that?
Beautiful.
There you go. Check Discord for the link. If you're not in Discord, the link is in our description. Well, I don't know. Do you put it in the description, Jordan? The Discord?
Can I?
Yeah, just copy it from one of HTM's.
Yeah. Let me Discord. Links. Copy. Paste.
Eric says Todd never clamps the rest of us. I'm not Ken.
All right. That off there. There's crap laying around the desk now. Okay. So this fits in just like so. And it fits in there real nice, actually. Very cool. So I think I want to assemble this first before putting it into the piece. So where is my knife? There it is. And let's go ahead and cut this out.
Oh, I suppose I could have done that, huh?
What's that? I'll just drop the in the comments.
Yeah, I could have just pasted it in the comments because it's basically writing as you anyway.
All right. Trying to be precise here. An imprecise instrument using precise instruments. What would be the best glue to put this on? Using that diffused, using the white school glue?
Well, are you putting it on a backing? The same backing we did for the other ones. Just the clamshell. No? Or does it has a piece?
It has a piece, so it just goes on to the like that.
Oh, you could use that. It's diffused anyway.
Okay.
The color is going to go on top of it. So yeah, you could use the glue, the watered down glue.
Sweet. So this is not quite the correct size. So where does it fit into place? That's weird.
Why is that bigger?
Yeah, that's weird. It's almost like they fit it. Yeah, that's strange.
So that's where that piece goes.
Yeah. But then this sits on top.
Right, but doesn't that fill the whole thing to the floor?
Yeah.
There's no way that can go on there. I think
the
that's
decal itself.
The resin piece goes into the slot, but it doesn't match that one either. So the resin piece looks like it fits in the slot of the other part, the inner slot, right? Because it goes from there to the ceiling. But then the decal goes from the floor, like that's just like I'm gonna light the top half of it, but then the whole decal goes all the way to the floor in that outer notch, right?
Yeah, it does. Okay.
You know what I would do?
Yeah.
Yep. Use the clamshell. Just so you have a backing for that whole decal set.
Yeah.
Like I would put the resin in there. I could glue that in there right now and just do it as a separate thing and use that as the diffuser, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, good point.
And trim it. Yeah, I don't think that's what it was designed. I think they had something different in mind. Like somehow you were gonna
something.
Maybe that's their intention. Is your intention was to, basically use that mask as the actual backing. Hi, Kat. She can't hear us, but.
Mm-mm. Oh my God. All right. The food's got me all distracted. Todd says hi. She's saying fried eye. Oh my God. Dude, that wasn't. That's really good. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. My God. My God.
Ken says, meow, cat. There was 2 cats on the screen at the same time.
So do you still back
Paul
there?
says, okay, I'm away to bed. I'll see you guys. I'll see you again Saturday morning, my time, Friday night, your time. Be good, everyone. Ciao. See you later, Paul.
Night, Paul.
Have a good night.
Just trying to get the outline here so I can use the saber to cut it. Come on now. Jordan, if you set this flat, it might be easier. But this is me. I don't do things easy.
If you did anything differently, you wouldn't be you, and then it wouldn't be as entertaining.
That's correct. That is right. Man, this saber is so nice. So good. Okay. That fits on just like that. I'm going to go ahead and trim up the outside just a little bit.
Don't trim it now.
Does do.
Don't trim it. Don't trim it now. It's good to have a little handle. You can always cut it later. That's why I said always cut those pieces. The backing pieces, always cut them bigger than your decal and your backing, because then you have something to hold on to. You can always cut it down later.
Good point.
Then you have something to hold on to when you're applying the decal, when you're putting the mask on.
Cat. Back there making a bunch of noise. Love it. All right. Into our slurry. Put that on there. Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. It just slid right out. Right on there. All right.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. Aside. If you get some on the front of it, just wipe it off with a wet towel. It's water soluble.
It's water soluble, exactly. The white school glue is amazing.
It's great because you just need something tacky just to hold it there,
Yep. It's funny is I'd never really thought about creating my own translate for it. It's a great suggestion.
I think it's great that it came with blackout masks. That's fantastic.
What's funny is like Green Strawberry gets a lot of things right, and some things they don't, but it's a young company, and so I'm trying to reserve a little bit of judgment, So, but it can be a little tough. I'm obviously frustrated with the other build of theirs that I'm doing, so. Well, that's besides the point now at this point. Still no answer from them, by the way.
Well, they're digging their own hole. Oh, wait, I got to back this up. Eric says, and in 3, 2, 1, Ken asks if Cat has a single friend. I'm surprised he didn't ask if Cat was single. Ken says, hey, Cat, do you want to grissom? Trick Mod says, good night. Good night, Trick Mods. Have a good one.
Night, man. Appreciate you stopping by.
And Donnie says, well, if you did things correctly, we'd have to ask you to leave HTM.
This is very true. Very true. I identify with this comment. All right. Set those off to the side. They also have some of these for the ceiling lights, which we'll take a look at some point down the line, whenever that's going to be. I might work on this model on stream for the next little bit, so which would be good. All right, let's go ahead and get our side pieces put in here. If I could find the second one. It's in there, Jordan. Genius. With a capital J. Let's grab our CA. Our tool. So for putting items with CA that you have to slide into place, I've never really been good at. Is there any tips for that you know of? Without smearing it everywhere, like putting the CA on here. Like, should I put just like a tiny little bit down here?
It's not load bearing. Yeah, get it mostly lined up. Put a little line of glue at the bottom. Push it down into place. Not load bearing. You can always put little drops on the inside to weld it. Some places not going to be seen, right? Actually, you can weld it from this side. You're going to put the decal over it.
Good point.
Yeah, I just spot drops. It's not a structure. It's not load bearing. It's not visible.
A little bit at the top here, just a little drop. There we go. Oh, that's perfect. All right. Yeah, I've just been always kind of like, about it. And this is going to be another one of those where it's going to be relying on. So the way this works, the photo etch comes into play. So this is the bottom of the transporter pad.
Mm-hmm.
This is the top of the transporter pad.
Mm-hmm.
And this sits right in the middle of the roof assembly, which is going to have several lights. And so this is where the flat panel LED is going to come into play.
Right.
And it's going to be relying on catching that flat panel right through that portion of the photo etch. So this is actually what we just did there in the other spot might be helpful for that.
Oh, yeah, I bet you could resin an LED to the top of that panel that clear too.
Yep.
And shine it directly down inside the side panel.
Yep.
Just like you do with the back one.
I love it. That's exactly what I was trying to get out of the stream. Like, I want to be able to. Part of the reason I've been holding off on the build is getting to this point, like lighting and all that had to be addressed.
But you're not doing it alone, Jordan.
I'm not. We're doing it together.
You have me, you have all these people in chat, all these brains working for you. Ken says, I have a feeling that would you like a Grissom pickup line is not working. I was positive that I could find someone. Oh, it'll work on someone. You just have to keep trying. It's a numbers game.
That's right.
I mean, there's panties to be dropped if you just keep trying, my friend.
That's right.
Ken said Santa needs a Mrs. Santa. Somebody out there. Eric says, retired Mountie looking for single female who's into sniffing glue and huffing paint. To take care of Ken and his house moose.
That's right. Maybe he can get two and have some moosing.
Aww.
All right, so the transporter is basically assembled. We're going to let those dry overnight, and next time we come around to
dry overnight
building this
super glue.
Well, no. These.
Well, you haven't put the details on yet.
Very good point.
Yeah. You done the backing, sure. We got to do the decal.
I'm not a smart man.
Then you let it dry overnight. Once the water's, you got to let water slides dry. You know, when I was doing the perfect grade, all those decals, man, they lift right off. Like, they don't want to stick at all. But if you let them dry, they stick pretty good.
And it doesn't take much either. Like, I've noticed that you're able to kind of run the mark softer over the top of it. Like, after about a half hour or so, you're able to start.
Yeah, I had to let mine die. Like, I put mark softer on them the next week. Guy went over them, you know, to let them set, but I could not touch them. And I don't know. It is one of those things where if you just put your hand on them, you're going to lift them up. So when you're laying all those decals, you got to make sure that you don't touch a place that there's a decal already. If they don't stick hardly at all. Using setter helps because it's this, you know, it's basically like what we've done, the glue slurry. It'll help it have a little bit more adhesion, but you know. Ken
I really like that trick.
Baby moose are calves. I liked moosin better.
Moosin.
And Trek Mods, you're supposed to leave. You said you had to go. And he's and the tastiest. Ooh. Moose jerky? Baby moose jerky? Jeez.
Oh no. Oh man. Where did that small brush go? It's over here. Reach over across. And oh no, my towel went away. I did something with it. Let's dry it off of my hand. Why not? Let's see if we can get this off. Oof. These decals. Oh no. Come on now. Ah! Pull the glue part right off. Flipped it over.
Hold it with your OmniFixo.
Good point.
That's why you have helping hands.
Not just for electronics.
Well, that's another reason I said cut the clamshell plastic bigger so you have something to hold on to.
Yeah.
Ken says moose stew with bannock. Bannock? Bannock? What is bannock? Bannock? How do you say that? Bannock?
Bannock?
What is bannock?
I have no idea.
I see now I gotta Google this. Killing me here. Oh, see, Trek says there's a reservation nearby and they make bannock tacos. What the heck is bannock? What are you guys talking about?
What is this?
This is a silly Canadian thing. It's a type of bread made with wheat flour shaped into round, flat cakes and fried or baked. So it's bread.
It sounds like fry bread. Fry bread.
Okay. All right. It's a fry bread.
Yeah, fry bread is delicious.
Oh, it's Native American. It's been part of indigenous people's diet since the 18th century. From Alaska, even. Oh. That's a very northern thing. I've never heard of it. It looks delicious. Unsweetened, unleavened, fried and baked with wheat flour. Okay, all right. Let's see. I did that. Ken says bannock tacos are good. Dash says I need to call Fan Home and find out where my bat mug is. Definitely didn't come in the box. Is it on the shipping sheet? Because that doesn't matter anyway. I've had them say, oh yeah, no, the license plate's on there. It's on the shipping sheet. It's not in the box.
Oof. Yeah, these decals.
They sound very delicate.
They are.
Well, you know what? Between this week and next week, you can spray the rest of them with a clear coat. That'll help you. See how it
Good
works.
point. Oof. Well, thankfully they have stickers available too, so if we have to use a sticker, we can. But
and honestly, isn't this at the sides? Like, this is going to be impossible to see when you look through the front of it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Y-
It's not as
Yep.
critical as
For
like
this,
the Elcar's displays.
exactly.
And you already did have a good job on the Elcar's displays. Those are the ones in the actual, driving consoles.
Yeah, these turned out so good.
Those are the important ones.
Yeah. And what I will do is that's a fantastic thing. I might actually do that before we go today. I'll spray the clear across the top here, so the rest of these will have that for next time. That's a great idea. I love it. Okay, so that first one is done. There it is.
Excellent.
Not too bad. Set that off to the side. Let it dry.
Is that white? Is that supposed to match the wall color or something? What is that?
That's a good question.
Because if it does, what you could do is just once you get that inserted into the part, paint the white parts to match the walls.
Yep. What did I do with that?
Then
it's
who
not
cares?
Quite the same.
The edges. Does it sit in there?
Sits in there. Try not to touch the decal too much.
Donnie's laughing at my driving console. Control panel? I don't know.
Why am I having such a tough time? Because it's me.
Dash says, they aren't delicate, they're dainty.
Dainty.
Yeah.
So they don't quite match up with the colors, so we'll have to, but we'll paint them.
You can just paint them. You can paint that by hand.
Yeah, we'll paint them. Yeah. There we go. Sweet.
Ken says, my wife was Metis, 1/2 Aboriginal and made good bannock. Oh, excellent. Ken misses it. I'm gonna have now I'm on a mission. I gotta go find some.
Oh.
Trent's taking off. Good night. Good night, Trent. Take care.
Night, Trent. Thanks for stopping by. The craziness. Trace out. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, I got all the way through on the Falcon. I got all the way through stage 66, I think. Something like that. Well, moving right along on that one. Or 65. 66 is the one where you put all the panels on the top of the hull. So I'm already at the point where
I've only got to 53.
Yeah, I cleared out everything I had, every single one of those packs. I have another one arriving soon. I'm hoping to hear back. Back emailed me finally about the Knight Rider stuff, and he's looking into it. So
Ken says that was supposed to be not him missing his ex-wife, but missing her bannock. Oh yes. Dash says, "Oh my God, you're an amazing modeler, Todd. And you boys have amazing skills, like driving a payloader of hands with the skill of a doctor." Okay, Kenneth.
Todden,
I guess.
Todden? Is that Todd and Jordan?
I think that was he's probably doing voice to text, and that's the best it can do.
Uh-huh.
See, now I want dumplings for dinner.
Oh man, favorite thing in the world right now. Obsessed. All right. That one did break, but it didn't break badly. There we go.
Dash says Ken's trying to ban knock me again.
Huh.
You get it lined up?
Yep.
Nice.
Very cool. There's that. Oh. A little bit of a tear there at the top. Oof. There we go. Very cool. Excellent.
Good evening, Jordan. Sorry, I don't know that.
Oh my God. Thank you, Alexa. Startled me and it caused me to drop the thing that I just did. Ken's saying Todd get some poutine. Have you ever had poutine, Todd?
I love poutine.
Oh, fantastic stuff. All right. I'm going to set off to the side. Perfect, perfect. Okay. So outside of getting some decals down here, which I want to spray the rest to do that. Like any decals that I'm going to be putting down on a surface, I want to spray with the clear coat first. So we will take care of that before we go. But I would like to try to start figuring out what to do about lighting of this console. So let me grab flat panel LEDs, which are right here. So what I've picked up is a set of these flat panel LEDs. Let's go ahead and light them up real quick for the funsies.
Eric says, Jordan, did you get Todd that orange mat he wanted for Christmas?
Out here triggering Todd.
I hate you, Eric. Doing this orange mat, I'm telling you. Dash says, Eric, that'd be funny if Todd's Secret Santa got him an orange and red cutting mat. I already have one. Ken says, use some 402 LEDs.
Oof. Yeah, that might be a thing. So here is the flat panel. And what we discovered last time is it did do a great job.
Take care, Jason. He says he's got to get going. Have a good night all. The runabout is looking great.
Oh, thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. Thank you. So the one thing that why I think Ken may be on to something or whatever is this panel is pretty thick for the model itself.
I was worried about that.
But yeah, but I'm seeing a little bit more I need to paint as well now that that is on there.
Johnny says that
Some
flat
of these
panel
decals are
bright. They are bright. They're surprisingly brighter than I thought they would be.
Let me go ahead and
the camera's blowing it out too, but still, it's
okay. I didn't just pop it, did I? Let's change the voltage. Did just pop it? Really?
How many volts?
Just change the voltage. 3?
Seems like that's how many it should use.
Yeah.
Are those the Adafruits?
Yeah. It did this last time too. I went to go test them. It wasn't quite working.
It just started working again, didn't it? I thought just
yeah. Let's bust out another one here. And that was the same one that did that before, actually.
Yeah, but it didn't. You didn't burn it out. It actually started working again.
Yeah. So here's a new one.
Oh God.
And there's the 3. There we go. So Yeah, I definitely need to get some more paint on there. For sure.
Well, now you know.
Yep. Wow, a lot more paint. My God.
Donnie
Yeah, I
says,
don't know if
the
the
green strawberry kit. No, that was just we had an idea of maybe we could use these flat
Yep.
panels instead of having hot sources of light to try to use a big diffuse panel to light the whole thing. Since that's like a big block of resin where we could like bounce the light around inside the resin. Ken says I
Right.
was using a bunch of 0402 lights on his bird of prey. We might still, depending on how much, because
Yep.
that is thick. It's like an eighth of an inch thick, and so it
Yeah.
may actually make it not. It may be too much. And to be fair, that's really just a 3mm LED sandwiched in a acrylic plate. So, Dash says they use 3 of those Route Master. Are they able to cut down into shapes? Yes, you can cut them.
Yep.
Ken says,
I think the LED itself is only right down here at the very end. So the rest of it's
you can sand it, trim it. You can do all sorts of stuff as long as you avoid the LED in the end.
Yep.
How come I can't?
So this is what the bottom looks like. And then here is what the base of the console looks like. And when we put them together, there we are. That's what that looks like. And as you can see, there is a slot for you to run a wire up and through. So there's also a trough for you to run the wires, and this is where the transporter goes into place. So where did I put that? There it is. So when that one goes in, it sits right down inside, just like so. So we can also light that from the bottom. No, we can't. Never mind. Never mind. So I'm wondering if the 0402s might be the way to actually go here. Because we might be able to, let's try doing one right now and just sandwich it in there and see what happens.
Oh, it's because of course they call it something weird. I'm looking for light panel, all this kind of stuff, and it's called a backlight module. Go figure. 3 volts.
No, it took forever.
No, you're right. 3 volts.
3 volts. Yeah.
3 volts, 20 milliamp.
Let's get an 0402. I'll set one right back right over here. Does a pretty decent job of actually lighting up the console. And all I would need to do is like trim or sand down a piece. You probably want to do like one.
The wire is probably not the problem, but if you just took like a little 3mm drill and just drilled like a tiny little hole, not even that deep, something you can drop the LED into, and then just cap it with resin.
Yeah.
And you could put, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them you needed to. I mean, you could put 1 on each of the side consoles and 3 across the front or something like that, or depending on how much you need.
That would be good to do.
Dash says it looks amazing even without lights, but almost can't see it now with the lights. With that, but with the flat panel, you can make parts of the different colors. Are you saying it's too bright?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, another thing too is I wonder. It's also a very cool light. If some warm white SMDs would be better for this.
Yeah. That's a good point. I could pick some of those up for sure.
I mean, you can always run them at lower voltage. You can always put a resistor on them or something to dim them down a little bit, but take them down. You can bring them down. Bring them down to like 2.5. And what's the lowest voltage before they go out?
2 is the lowest, so
Ken
go
says,
to 2.
are you talking about the blue? Yeah, it was casting a blue tint on everything. I didn't like it.
So 2.5, we get a tiny little bit of light. It's 2.6, 2.7.
Yeah, so I mean, you could run them at lower voltages instead of blasting them at 3. You know, if you ran them, if you put a resistor on and bring them down to like 2 volts and play with the color. Now you can use a lighting gel instead of buying LEDs as well. I bet you if you put a CTO, like a CTO orange, you know, I use lighting gels all the time, and you can buy little tester packs, and they come with all the different strips that have the different lighting gels in them. They're super cheap. Instead of buying like 300 feet, you get like a color temperature orange CTO. They do like a full, a half, a quarter, and you can change that color into more of a tungsten color.
Okay.
Ken says 2.6 looked good. Yeah, it depends on how many he puts under there. It depends on where he locates them and things, but let me see. Let me look real quick. Yeah, I mean, less than 20 bucks, you can get the blue and the orange. An 8-pack of CTB and CTO, which is color temperature orange, it's called temperature blue. It's how you warm or cool gel like lighting. And it's just a gel. It's just a piece of, not acrylic, some kind of silene, something. Okay. Like 16 by 20 is 15 bucks, and it's full, half, quarter, and what is that, a tenth? And then they make one that has the blue and the eighth. Yeah, quarter, eighth, full, half. And yeah, you put CTO gels, color temp orange. You can just search for CTO gels in Amazon.
CTO gel.
Yeah, the CTO gel.
Okay.
And that'll warm those up. You can just cut a piece out along the whole bottom or whatever. I had to do that with my simulator because they made all the backlighting for the overhead in cool white, and I'm like, okay, they use tungsten bulbs in the real aircraft, and doesn't.
I see.
Not cool white. So I use CTO gels, and I put it behind all the light plates, and it changed the color so it looked like amber, like it's supposed to.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a whole page I wrote up on it on my Flight Sim site. Ken says that would make it glow as the only light up front. 2.6. Oh, if you just did one light in the center? Does it light everything up? Feels like maybe 3 is your right number, but.
So I did. So here's 2.6.
No. Three LEDs. Like one in the
3
center.
LEDs.
Yeah, like one in the center up front, and then 2 under the arms of the armchair. To try to catch the others, and then play with the voltages to figure out, just to get it lit.
And you can take the Arduino and tell it to do this many volts on this pin, right?
Arduino, you'll use PWM. You can actually dim it a lot more than just playing with voltages. If you're going to put it on Arduino, you just use it on a PWM pin, and then it cycles the voltages on and off for different periods. And into our eyes can't see the flashing, and so it actually dims it. That's much more efficient than doing it by volts. But I didn't know you were going to put an Arduino in it. If you're doing otherwise you got to use a resistor. But Arduino, I would use PWM.
Yeah, so the plan for this build is I want to run an Arduino for it, and
Ken says no from Hammer Mini, but is the main light at the front. What? That would make it glow as the only light up front. All the bulbs up front, Hammer Mini, but is the main light at the front. Oh, are you talking about lighting? You're talking about how it casts light inside the model? Maybe that's what he's talking about. To be honest, I don't mind it just bleeding a little light onto the floor because it looks like floor lighting.
I also was having that same thought a little bit ago too. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's actually not terrible because it'll help light the interior a little bit. Ken looks like he's going to join the stream. Incoming. It's probably easier to explain than type out.
Yep, absolutely.
If you
the
join
idea for this,
if you join without your camera, Ken, you'll join audio only, and it won't take up a slot.
very cool. That's awesome. The plan for this one is to do the Arduino because I want to actually fire up in a startup sequence, and I want it to be able to like hit a button and activate the transporter, so the transporter pad lights up, so the dudes that are in the transporter pad kind of turn blue.
Oh, we can do all of that.
Yeah, that's what the idea was. So that's why I picked up so many. I picked up 2 of the 3 packs of the Arduino, the Arduinos, so that I can go. So you can.
Hey, I was just saying just put a few lights like the little 042s under your whatever you're trying to light, and that should be your main source of light up front there, isn't it? Like, you're just not going to have any overhead lights or anything above where the crew sits there, are you?
They are actually. So right here, this is the roof section, so I'll go ahead and show it to you on the diagram how all that works actually.
See, this is where we can play with different because if when you look in through the model and it's dark in there, you can get away with dimmer lights in the control panels, right? So you can play with that a little bit with your lighting.
Exactly. So up above here, this is where we can light the model. So it's basically got slots here in the photo etch, put light panels through. So not all of the light's going to be fully dependent from that, but that is actually something that's a very good point, and one I hadn't considered because, like, if you have other lights in there, you have to consider, like, the panels might need to be a little bit brighter or a little dimmer, or so.
Well,
yeah,
I would say you could light the. It's not gonna have windows, right? So you're gonna be able to look inside.
You'll be able
guys,
to look in,
just give me a second. I gotta ban Eric.
Oh, hang on a second. I have a sound for that. Hang on. Where did it go? Where did I put it? Hang on. Let me put this here. Hold, please. Dash sent this over for when you banned him, and I just never got a chance to upload. Give me 1 second. Jesus, I need to change this. It's got an awful name. I don't know if he made this audio or what, but it had a terrible file name. Hold, please. I think he did this with his own voice, so this should be interesting.
Not the banhammer. Anything but the banhammer. Oh, he's gonna get it.
There you go.
that was his voice.
That was definitely him. Tash says it's his voice. Oh, the pain hurts so much. At least warm the hammer first. No, straight out of the cold, freaky snow out of the Canadian cold. You know what? I agree with Ken, Jordan. I would not put any lighting up front. I would light from like the front seats back, very, very nicely. But I wouldn't do a whole lot of lights up front because that way it highlights your control panels better, and you don't have to overlight.
Yeah. Good point. Very good point.
But we haven't got to ceiling lighting yet.
No.
I would get those so that they look good lit, especially if considering the roof is going to be over it.
Yep.
We don't have to overdo it as long as they're in shadow. So.
Yeah. I completely agree.
We can get creative with the theatric lighting that they used.
Right. Exactly. Okay. No, I like it. I like that.
I would agree with the 3 of those lights there, and maybe 1 on each side if you need to light up anything over there.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, it's not, the light doesn't necessarily, so like 3 up front. So we do 1,
or even just 2, if that'll suffice.
2 if they were run in tandem together would be enough. And then right over this console right here lights up the center, the little TV section there, and does get enough back through the back. So I think 4 should be good. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the way to go.
Yeah, and that way you just drill some little holes in the bottom of the resin, and just you're making little wells, right? And you just drop an LED in it facing up and seal it in with resin.
I love it. Let's do that. Where is a bigger drill bit?
Don't you push your luck there, Eric.
Are you on your iPad? That's what he needs to be worried about.
Yes, I am.
Right.
Oh, hell, there it is.
Watch out, everybody.
Let me start starring everything, because that's when it happens. Eric's comments are that. Yeah, looks good. No one else commented at the time, so it's good. It didn't jump up and me accidentally hit ban.
Oh, that is such a thing, too. All right. Let's grab drill bits. Pieces of photo etch in here, too.
Star that comment.
Watch out, he's starring. This is where it happens.
Well, I finally decided with my Klingon bird of prey to go with the green photon torpedoes.
Nice.
I was going back and forth on that. So I got the green light and the red lights all burning in just for the photon torpedo launcher.
Very cool.
Yeah, that way the red ring will light up first, and then the green should be each shot that fires.
Oh, that's going to look great.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and I was just building today and then priming it to light block it. I was doing a cone to go around that so that none of that light spills out into the rest of the bridge area.
That's a good idea. What type of drill bit is that? Not a point. Not a point on that drill bit, I say. I say.
Have you guys ever used the UV resin over paint before?
I'm about to try it, so I'll know.
Okay, because I just did that. I did that on my bird of prey, and I found like from the inside where I had my silver painted, it was lifting that up. All that paint, it was being lifted and sucked into the UV resin. So I had to scrape a lot of that off the inside because that UV resin now became light blocked.
No kidding.
Weird.
Yeah. And I did it like days after I painted. It's not like I did it right away. It was probably at least a week.
I know that the UV resin, like once it got onto the paint of the Enterprise, for instance, it will lift that paint right off.
Yeah.
Oof.
So yeah, I spent a bit of time carving out the resin, but managed to get it to stay in the windows and then kind of sanded them from the outside and stuff.
All right. That needs to go a little bit bigger out now. Not quite sitting all the way flush in there.
Yes, Dash says, watch out, he's gunning for Michigan people. And I starred that one.
I'm letting Ken run with this, so.
Oh, another Dash comment. I used some of my eyeballs on my Godzilla, but I never looked since. Okay, let's star that
Not
one.
the banhammer. Anything but the banhammer.
Let's start that one. I thought that one worked okay.
He's gonna get it.
I love it.
So what size bit are you using there?
I don't know.
Just
I really don't know.
He doesn't know. He measured it up against the LED. He goes, that's a little bigger.
Yep, this is what I got going on for my bits.
There you go. If it works.
Yep.
Really
Jim. There we go. So whatever that size was that was in here is the right size.
Yeah.
That,
So Donnie says he's never had UV resin do that before. See, I don't know if that was something to do with just silver paint, or I don't know if that happens with all paint.
Well, and it was a type of paint too. Was it acrylic or enamel or?
It was a layer of black and then silver of the Tamiya, put down with lacquer thinner. And I'll star Donnie's comment.
You hear him? He's been all careful with Donnie's comment.
Dash says, actually, Wayne had that with his shark and the cage in the resin block. It pulled up the paint too. That's interesting. Yeah, because it was just kind of mixed. You could kind of see the flecks of the silver paint just floating in the UV resin. So like I said, I had to chip it all out.
I can't imagine that if you pour resin and then flash it, it's hardened. Like, I can't imagine that there's any way. I mean, the chemical resin, like the two-part of resin that Wayne used, that I totally get, because that's a chemical resin that takes a long time to cure, and it wrinkled all the paint on his shark, right? It almost peeled it. It just wrinkled it. It's like when you spray oven cleaner on paint or brake fluid. But UV resin, it cures so fast and it's hard. How does anything migrate into it? It's hard.
That's weird.
Unless it didn't cure all the way and the backside was still liquid.
That very well could be, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it didn't cure all the way through and the backside was still liquid and that pulled the paint.
That would be my my guess, because this is really the first opportunity to use UV resin, and I did put a lot on the inside.
Huh?
Just like a millimeter, man. You don't have to go that deep. You're just making a well just so it sits far enough in there. I wouldn't go too deep.
No. I'm going just deep enough so they can sit flat inside.
Yeah, once it's in there and you cover it with resin, it's flat. Yeah. I thought it looked like you were drilling a deeper hole.
No, I've only gotten like a tiny little bit.
I mean, I don't want you to get all squirrel hole on me.
Eric says at least use lube if you're going to drill something like that.
He spits on it. Let him be.
And I will star that comment. Oh, the whole thing shifted. That was close.
Ooh,
Eric almost got banned. That was so close. My finger was right over it to ban you and delete all your comments. Oh, buddy. Yeah, Donnie, that's the problem. What kind of UV resin did I use? I used like just some cheap one I bought like a couple of years ago on eBay before I even knew you guys or knew what I was going to do with UV resin. So yeah, learned my lesson, on that one. And I started your comment. Dash says just the tip. Star that one. There we go.
Ship my pants, you're kidding. You can ship your pants.
Ken must be
right
itching
here.
to wield that
You hear
hammer. Star that. Oh, Donnie just about shifted it. Donnie said, I've never used any kind except for solar res. Yeah, and like Andrew says, you really can't get solar res up here in Canada, apparently.
That's lame.
I should, my dad's coming up here for Christmas here in another week or so, so I should probably Amazon ship some to his place and just have him bring it up to me.
Is there any problems with like resin crossing the border? Or is it just like not available to buy? Is that the issue?
I think it's just not available to buy because you can buy all other sorts, just not that brand.
Weird. What about Mr. Resin?
I mean, is it all UV resins or just that particular brand?
Well, and that's what I'm wondering. Plus I got to change the batteries in my UV flashlight. The one I got, it's not that great. It's kind of like a 2 thing. You got to turn it on twice to get the UV to come out. Otherwise, it's just more of a really dim UV. So I always got to click it twice to make it the bright UV to, Oh, comments are going. All right. Lots of people to star. Okay. Eric says, Ken, are you trying to get revenge for the War of 1812 against Michigan? Oh, start that one quick. No, I'm not trying to get revenge.
Good night, Steven.
Nothing hurt.
Night, Steven.
Let's see here. Dash. It's like freaking Russian roulette with a cop. A chat conversation. And start that one. Okay, so Trek Mods, have a good night. Lower Decks is on. I'll watch this tomorrow.
Nice.
Thanks for the tips, guys. So if you're leaving at about the 2 hour and 55 minutes mark. So you know where to start up your. So you know where to start what you're watching, and I'll star that.
Holy crap! We're already at 3 hours. Wow.
Yeah. Andrew, are you home yet?
I saw that there was an update on the Tamiya spray cans. Was there an actual update on that? Like good news for you guys, or is it still banned?
Yeah, they're changing the formula, so it'll come back here. Because they're going to try and get ahead of it too, because other countries are going to do the same thing eventually. So they figure.
Is it because it's an aerosol, or like?
It seems like that's the case. But there was one thing that wasn't outright banned, and then there was a couple other things that aren't aerosol that are being banned.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Andrew is saying that it's important here from Andrew. He says he's pulling over to say, 1, burn in those LEDs before permanently gluing it in. 2, you can order solar res right from the company, but by the time you get it, it's double the price. Okay. Double the price of what you pay in the US. So yeah, so I'll just order it to my dad's house. I'm sure I can get it there with Amazon shipping pretty quick. And then he'll bring it, in a week and a half or whatever when he gets here.
Okay. Yeah, definitely will be burning these in for sure. You gotta burn these ones in as well. And they are kind of installed. Yeah.
Yeah, Donnie, I think the lacquer thinner was something else they were banning.
Really?
Yeah.
Lacquer thinner.
Just the lacquer thinner from Tamiya. So I used the Mr. Hub stuff.
The panel that wasn't working.
Is it still set at the lower power output now? Still?
Yeah. Super weird. Like that's really weird how sometimes they work and then sometimes they don't. It's very strange. Doesn't make any sense.
Is one of those what you're using under that cloth when you were doing your decals?
No, I was using the cheap Harbor Freight.
Okay, yeah. I've seen
the UV resin.
Yeah, I've seen a modeler use something like one of those LED panels you can get. He uses that for his light stand to build on.
Really? That's kind of a good idea. I like that.
Yeah. Dash says Jordan's going to be in trouble with Cat for going too long. And Star.
Nope. Thankfully, that's not going to happen tonight. That I know of.
Eric says, walk back into hearing my name and ban. What the fuck did I do now? California, I think, banned lacquer paints already. Okay.
Wow. I think Washington will do so soon. We go the way that California goes.
Okay, I guess it's because Adam Savage mentioned it in one of his streams. And
that sucks. All right, start burning these in, and then I think it's probably time to finish up. I'm not gonna get in any trouble or anything like that, but go eat some food and relax a little bit before I finish off the work week. Yeah, let's get these hooked up. Did I get them done right? Oh, and burning in.
There you go.
Very nice. Oh, wait, one of them is one of them not lit up? It is kind of lit up. Huh. Oh, it's like we got a
Dying
that's why we
one
do
already.
this.
That's why you
Yeah,
do it.
there's one that's why we do this. Yep, exactly. So yeah, well, I think on that note, as we find a dying LED, didn't really maybe have some type of thermal protection in it. Oh, that's a interesting thought, Donnie, for sure. Something to think about. I haven't yet to find a use for these yet. Reason to stay in Tennessee, right? Yeah, no, they'll regulate that out here. Yeah, I think we sought to get some work done and really just kind of like played around with some different things, and guys got see, look at that, perfect timing. Like if we do this right, I'll watch the clock, Andrew. I'll do this right for you. We'll see. But yeah, we got some work done on this. I'm actually pretty pleased. Once again, like I said, the whole point tonight was not necessarily to get much done, but just more get my head back around. Wow, that's a really actually it may not be that issue. Just kind of get my head back around working. What's that?
He might ban him. You never know.
I can't access my own channel to upload my video tomorrow. That'd be hilarious. Damn you, Ken. But yeah, just kind of get like I said, getting my head back into building this model again. A lot of the models that had been in series up to this point, like the Enterprise C, for instance, I've been building for almost a year, and I'd really actually like to get that done. So the Razor Crest, I'm less concerned about making sure that the series stays running and more just concerned with getting the model done. I do want to take this model to Wonderfest this year if everything works out properly. And so to do so, I need to kind of get it done. And so yeah, I think it's going to kind of be the approach. Like I'd like to work on the Star Destroyer, but until I get a board for that, we're not going to be doing that. And I'm kind of tired of working on some Millennium Falcons. So time to do some. There we go. One of them is not quite hooked up properly, or it's grounding out. There we go. Light bouquet up and running. I am talking to myself again, as I do. It's the lacquer, correct? And asking about night shifts, I emailed back today or yesterday, a couple days ago actually, and got an email back from back. He's looking into the issue. I'm still missing shipments 6 and 7, so that is 16 through stages. No, 19 through 27. I'm currently missing. I have everything up through the 40s now, so with another package arriving tomorrow of kit. So like I'm waiting. I've got almost 6 packages waiting to go. So once I get the package, I'll be able to do more than a few night shifts in a row, actually, to get caught back up on the model, which I'm really looking forward to. I'd like to get that model going, especially with all the Mike Lane stuff. Like all the excitement around the Mike Lane mod, and then I haven't been able to build since. So it's been a little frustrating. So hopefully back will be able to help out. I know that once it gets kind of elevated to his level, that things tend to move for people. At least that's been my experience. Todd, has that been your experience as well?
I don't usually bug him. I'll go.
Yeah.
Did you reach out to them through the Facebook group?
I did. Yep.
Yeah. That
Yep.
seems to work best, because you're going to talk to him and the media manager, and he can probably get more things done than the poor customer service people that really don't have the same access.
Exactly. Seriously. No, and I kind of took. I'm like, I'm not going to care about the content creator part of it, but I'm kind of like, I'm kind of a content creator. I kind of would like my stuff, please. So, and the fact that like I'm almost to the 50% way of the build with parts, and like it would be cool to like actually continue on. So hopefully a night shift coming soon. I don't know if I can't like there's not much I can do. Like a kit has to be kind of built in order of the build. And so I've kind of thought about trying to pull some stuff up, but it's just not gonna happen yet. So that's that. But next week we'll be back. The week of Christmas, I should be streaming because I think Christmas is on a Wednesday, so I should be streaming. I don't see any streams or Thursdays where I won't be able to stream for the coming future. I just pray that no power outages or whatever. Just go beat somebody up for their parts, I guarantee you if I were to bring some chicken parm and some White Claws, I might be able to make some things. Nice, Andrew. Glad you made it home safe. Glad you'd be able to entertain you. Perfect timing. All right, guys. Well, Todd, thank you for all of the excellent tips. And Ken, thanks for coming in. And so Eric, yours should be arriving any time now. I don't know if you haven't gotten it. I'm kind of surprised. As a reminder, thank you for that. If you guys do want some stickers for Christmas time, I am mailing all those out with googly eyes and all of that jazz. So hit me up in Discord. All of you streaming guys are going to be getting a care package here as well. But any of you guys watching want stickers, just hit me up in Discord if you're in Discord. And if not, you can go ahead and email me at aligningstarsyt@gmail.com. Send me your address and I will go ahead and get those sent off. So yeah, otherwise, thank you, Donnie. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ken and Todd. Appreciate you guys as always. And stickers, are they the QC ones? What is that one? The QC.
Quality
Dash,
control.
please.
Quality control like Ian had in his shorts.
I have no idea. I may.
In the scroll hole?
Those are those ones that made Ian pee on himself.
The ones that the shorts stuck to him because of the sticker.
Those quality control stickers.
That's hilarious. No, they're aligning the stars. They have my logo on them. They're out there. Ken, has post resumed up in Canada yet?
Not yet. They had some movement on it today, but still nothing.
Well,
3 more days and it's been a full month.
Jesus. Well, as soon as it happens, Andrew and Ken, you should be receiving some stuff from me. So there's that. But yeah, otherwise, like I said, if you guys want some stickers or what have you, just go ahead and message me, private message me in Discord, or email me at aligningstarsyt@gmail.com. I think that's what I got. I'll be back next week with another Dockyards of some kind or another. It might actually be this model, or it might be something else. I will be streaming tomorrow and on Sunday. Pray that I don't have to work.
Don't answer your phone.
That I don't have to work. Dude, seriously, there's times where it's just like I really wish I could. But otherwise,
I just ordered pizza. By the way, thanks for that.
Did you order pepperoni and pineapple?
No. Regular pepperoni and old Chicago pepperoni.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
I'm
actually going to finish off.
It's going to be amazing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm probably go finish off the rest of mine that I made earlier. So, but yeah,
you go get a mouthful of dumplings. Why don't you?
Oh yeah, this is going to be delicious. I can't wait. All right, it's time. Well, my friends, thank you all so much for watching. I will be back next week, like I said, streaming this weekend. And then I think on Saturday is when I'll have the next Enterprise Deed video out. and we will be doing the bridge mod in that one. That one's taking a little bit of editing to get out. I was hoping to get it done tomorrow, but it's just not going to happen. So that's what I got for you guys today, and I just want to say thank you. I know that there was a million things y'all could have done today. Instead, you spent 3 hours and 10 minutes watching me mess around with the model, and I think that's pretty damn cool. You guys have any questions, comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. Like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And my friends, until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful evening in this beautiful world we happen to be. And just remember that this is the way. Good night, everybody.